Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to the 118th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories. And in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Please buy our shirts. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, JAMAL Al-Jafra, alongside Brent Bastard Bass.
Hi, yo.
Have I used that one before?
I don't think so. You know, it seems like an obvious one.
Yeah, it's like,
but, you know, I don't know.
Not in a mean way, but like in a cool way, like
like Void Bastards
or Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely didn't think you were just
being an asshole.
Yeah.
Brent Stupid Bass.
Brent Dumb Bass.
Wait, we've done that before.
Yeah, we have done that.
That was kind of like a little tongue-in-cheek, little pun. We were intelligent children. No, just
What's been up, man? What have you been doing this week? Has it been an eventful week for you? Have you been living life to the maximum, to the fullest, as they say?
To the max, I would assume I have been living. I don't think there's much more for me to live past. But
good.
No. There might be a little bit left, but like during this week, I'm trying to think. I watched some stuff. I started watching the Bleach Netflix movie.
Netflix movie,
like the live action movie.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it wasn't it wasn't bad.
Were you a fan of the anime?
Yeah, I was.
I've never watched either, so I don't really know the source material or the.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's about Ichigo, which I learned a long time ago means strawberry. But anyways,
really?
Yeah, that's his name is Strawberry for some reason.
Okay.
And that's how anime does sometimes, they just like to be like, oh, let's name them after a food. But anyways, so he can see spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically, the premise of it. I mean,
that sounds like a good premise for a live action movie.
Yeah, and he's he's a heroic dude. Everyone wants to be like him.
So you said the live action was bad?
No,
it wasn't terrible.
No,
it was absolute.
It was
shit.
trash. It was
filth.
No, that one. It was just very. It was like if you took anime and tried to make it real life. It was just so cheesy. But
it's kind of how Parasite the Maximum's live action movie was.
Yeah, it's why not just watch it in anime?
It was done all right to the point where it wasn't it wasn't bad, terrible, but if you needed a little more money in the budget, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of what it was with this one.
Yeah.
It's okay, everyone's wearing wigs.
Live action movies,
Yeah.
They need to give these movies to just American directors, but then force them to obey a set of rules. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And besides that, I've been playing a game, but I can't talk about it till currently playing.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of what I've been doing this week, and I really enjoyed it. But besides that, go check out our video on YouTube, our most recent Couch Bro Op episode, which is Shenmue, which is surprisingly fun. Surprisingly, really funny too. Just the way that the AI plays and stuff. It's just very weird.
Yeah, and we've got even more coming at you this Saturday, so be sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, check out this upcoming Saturday. We're gonna have some Octodad.
Yeah, we're switching consoles. We did the past two videos on the Xbox, but due to the awesome capabilities of the Elgato HD 60S.
Yeah, don't forget the S.
Don't forget
dude.
the S. No, the S actually is important. There's just a normal ass 60 that has,
we got the 60S, which stands for Switch. Yeah. No, just kidding.
So, we pretty much do it all. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Anyways, what about you?
I haven't done much at all, man. We went to Sam's Club yesterday.
Yeah,
we're Sam's Club members. Did I tell you that?
I was about to say You got to be careful going into Sam's Club if you don't have a Sam's Club card.
You can't be pulling that shit, dude. They wait for you at the register, and they had a lady check in at the door.
Oh, yeah.
You can't be bullshitting around with the Sam's Club. But, like, you know, we're members of the club. We paid like $50, and they gave us both a membership for the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm also a member of the club.
Are you a member of the club?
I do. I am. I do partake of the club.
Wow. I didn't know royalty was in the building.
I didn't know we were both a part of the club.
Part of the club. Yeah, I'll see you at the clubhouse.
It's a very exclusive club.
No, but I fucking love Sam's Club, man. I've been just buying bulk shit, like just huge things of fucking
cheese
popcorn.
Puffs.
I've been getting that Smart Pop popcorn that's like, you know, like 30 calories a cup or some shit.
Nice. The big white bag.
Yeah, dude, it's like huge. I mean, for like $5, I got a bag that's like just so huge.
It's like the size of a small boy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a child. And then we bought a 3-pound like thing of M&Ms, dude. It's just we're pretty much just living life to the maximum right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the only way to live it in this exclusive club called the Sam's Club.
People just don't know, man. And you know, that's another thing. If you're looking for like a TV, you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Sam's Club.
Club it.
You got to club it.
And not only that, I mean, just go in knowing that there's no bags, but that's because no bags can contain what Sam's Club has to offer.
You know what else is kind of intriguing about Sam's Club?
What's that?
We were like in Sam's Club, and I was kind of starting to get a headache, and I was like, man, I haven't eaten anything today. Maybe I'm hungry. You know, I look over, they got food right there.
Yeah, dude, they sell the pizza.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's like $1.
I wasn't expecting the pizza to be very good. You know what I mean?
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I like fucking grew up on that shit.
Bro, that pizza is live. It's so good. And it's like, I paid for one slice. The guy gives me 2 slices.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They be hooking people up, dude.
What a hookup, dude.
Whenever I was a kid, my dad, he had his gas station. Every Friday, we had to go to Sam's Club.
That's the place to stock up, I bet.
It was. So we would go to Sam's Club, and every Friday, you know, we'd get to grab like a hot dog or like a pretzel or a slice of pizza. And like, you can get a drink. I'm talking a fucking 32-ounce soda, fountain drink.
Yeah, for like 70 cents or something.
Yeah, literally 70 cents. Dude, it was so dope. Those were the days, man.
Yeah, man.
Fucking Sam's Club.
Man, I've been all over that shit lately. If you ever want to just like take a trip, man, you know.
Oh, dude, we should just go and like make a video in Sam's Club.
Dude,
I don't know what it would be about, but we should make one.
It doesn't even matter, dude. Just go to Sam's Club.
Speaking of which, to bring it back to video games, before we jump into the news, whenever we go on that trip, because we go from Huntsville to Conroe, it's like a 40-minute, trip, or a 30-minute trip, I guess, to Sam's from where we live. We lived out way in the country.
Yeah.
But anyways, he would always have to go to Lowe's as well. Lowe's and sometimes. No, it was just Lowe's. So we would go to Sam's, then we go to Lowe's, and by that time,
was that for like your house that he was working on?
Yeah, he'd always be like working on the house or building like his store or doing something, And so me and my brother would pretend that we were Mario and Luigi, and we would just like run around in the store. What that means doesn't mean anything. I don't understand how you're just Mario and Luigi and what Lowe's has to do with it. But we would run around and be like, whoa, and like just like jump on stuff. Like,
it's okay. Me and my neighbor used to pretend we were the kids from Rocket Power, and we would we would run around just jumping in circles like we were doing 360s.
Skateboard tricks?
Yeah, doing 900s, dude. Yeah.
Man, I wish my imagination was still that powerful.
I know. That's why I like VR so much. I think it brings back that little bit of the tiny bit of imagination I still have left.
Oh God, it's just so sad.
It rekindles it. You know? I have to have like a fucking like super high tech TV strapped to my face
to have any imagination at all. So technically, you have no imagination at that point.
Well, it takes a little bit of imagination to like immerse yourself in it. You know what I mean? Because like
I like it kind of does the legwork on that part.
The thing about VR for me is like I like to like seriously like role play when I'm home alone playing VR. You know what I mean? As nerdy as it sounds, I get super into it.
Are you like talking to the NPCs?
I don't like talk to them, but
hello, good sir.
I like I make a point to like walk around them or like I'll slap. Yeah, I'll give them a good slap, or I'll
wait. Why are you?
Sometimes they just need a slapping, dude.
What does that have to do with immersion? Do you just slap people in real life? When you're talking
no,
to
but
them?
I want to,
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
In VR, if I'm in Skyrim, you're getting slapped, dude. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. Talking about arrows to the knee.
Getting slaps to the eyes.
You're getting slaps to the eyes, dude.
God, dude, I don't know. Your imagination's taking a turn for the worst.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Surely you'd be slapping fools as well.
I would be a very nice video game character. Nah, I'm just kidding. You've seen me play in VR. I just fucking I'm a horrible person in VR. Like if you take these shackles off of me that are real life, yeah, that is reality. Oh man, you're in for a bruising, dude.
Yeah.
You're in for a bruising. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so let's jump into the news. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the material as our own. We're simply giving commentary on said news and articles. So let's start this off. With major players like Microsoft, Sony, and Google invested in game streaming technologies, it could be the next big evolution for gaming. Now, a Nintendo executive has commented on the possibility of the Mario company getting involved. Nintendo of America executive Charlie Scibetta told TechCrunch at E3 2019 that streaming is, quote, certainly interesting technology. End quote. He added that Nintendo is monitoring the technology, going on to say that for now, at least, Nintendo is focusing on physical game sales and sales through the Nintendo eShop. Quote, streaming is certainly interesting technology, he explained. Nintendo is keeping a close eye on it, and we're evaluating it. We don't have anything to announce right now in terms of adopting that technology. For us, it's still physical, and it's digital downloads through our eShop. Another executive marketing boss, Doug Bowser, told The Hollywood Reporter that it's always interesting to see what others are doing in the space as it relates to streaming. We're always interested in how various new technologies can enable different ways to play games, he said. While Nintendo might not have a streaming service of its own, the company does operate a subscription service in the form of the Nintendo Switch Online membership program. And though Nintendo doesn't offer a game streaming service on Switch, other companies do. Capcom offers Resident Evil 7 as a streaming game on Switch in Japan, while Ubisoft does the same with Assassin's Creed and Odyssey in some country.
Oh, so I wonder if you can still get Resident Evil 7 in Japan. You can?
Yeah, you can.
That's interesting. So you buy it and then you have to stream it every time you play it, or
yeah,
that's kind of tight.
It is tight
because I feel like it gives the Switch a lot more power than it actually has.
But they have better internet infrastructure over there than we do. That's why it works.
Well, it's such a small, place like Japan in general. Yeah, you could probably just Wi-Fi up the whole place.
Hell yeah, dude! They got that 7G, dude. I'm just kidding.
Dude. I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, holy shit.
We're only on 4.
I was like, wow. 7 Gs.
Anyways, what you got?
The Gears of War movie is going to be set in an alternate reality separate from the mainline Gears of War video game series. And this is what could help it rise above the history of video game movies being mediocre or worse. Or could put it in the ranks of shitty video game movies. It doesn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is not going to be good.
Dude, that's going to be bad.
First off, no one cares enough about Gears of War for it to warrant a movie.
Definitely not.
And second, no one cares enough for this to warrant a live-action movie.
You know what? No one cares enough for me to even read the rest of the article.
Yeah, we get it.
But I'll tell you right now, I don't think it's going to be great. He's talking about how, there's going to be a few things that they want to keep the same, like what planet they're on and stuff. But overall, he's going to be pretty loose You know, I'm thinking we're gonna get like a Resident Evil type thing here.
Yeah,
know what
definitely.
I mean?
They said that they're going to keep some of the characters, but they didn't specify which characters. And they said they had like a 20-page like outline on what they can and can't do.
No, 2-page.
I thought it was like 20.
No, they said that normal people have normal things.
Oh.
They said that this one only has 2 pages of things they can't do. So.
I would I would want more pages.
Me too. I think that they should be true to the source material, you know? I mean, you know, I think that the most liberties that I'm okay with them taking really is like costume design and stuff like that. Because obviously, if you try to make them with the big gears, you know, armor and shit, it might look kind of cheesy, you know what I mean? So, like, okay, change that. You know what I mean? But don't change the whole fucking core of the game or story or whatever. That's why I hated the Resident Evil movie series so much.
Yeah, they're so whack.
It was so out of sync with, like, the fucking like feeling of the game, you know, like it's like a totally different like vibe you get when you watch the movies than when you play the games, you know.
There are people that love those movies, and like
I know that's why
don't
they keep
understand.
Selling. I think it's like, you know, I hate to say it, I don't know. I think it's like it does good in Japan and stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, it does well here. I remember whenever.
Really?
Like one of the movies came out, I can't remember. It was like whatever, Evolution or something, Resident Evil Evolution or Eradication or, you know, something like that. But it came out and I was working at the movie theaters and people came dressed up like,
are you fucking
to see that
kidding
movie?
me?
Yeah, dude, like tons of people. It was like our top seller that like whenever it came out.
That's always been such a shame to me. Like that's one of those series that I would love. Like I feel like if they rebooted Resident Evil entirely and just started from Resident Evil all over again, and like just completely rebooted it and didn't focus on that like the girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah, focus on like Chris.
Yeah, focus on Chris so that you know, like make the male like the protagonist Chris, so it's like obviously not going along the same lines as the other one, you know what I mean? Just make it as different as possible and as like true to the game as possible, you know what
make
I mean?
it follow that story because the storyline's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. They didn't have to change it all up, you know? Like and like the theme of it was actually pretty cool, like the whole mansion and like the shifty. They could have made that cool. I
think what they should do is like pull a you know, an M. Night Shyamalan, like what he did with Split, where the whole time he didn't realize it was a like a sequel to Unbreakable. But well, I just spoiled that for everybody. I'm sorry, but anyways, but like do it as a prequel. So like the story about like, because in the first game there's like talk about like these kids disappearing in the woods and stuff like that. They should do a whole like horror movie based on like that town in like the like Raccoon City or like out in the woods or whatever. There's like kids disappearing and like build up this whole lore and like make it creepy. And then at the end you see like we're sending in stars or whatever, and like to you know, like the government decides to send in like the, you know, the stars people. Dude, and then Chris steps off of the helicopter.
What would you name the prequel movie?
Just Evil or something. Like
something
stupid that like you couldn't like, you wouldn't be like, oh, you wouldn't
associate it with Resident Evil, or
or it's like, or even something like the bio, or like something like Hazard or something like that.
Biohazard, yeah, that's what you definitely. That's exactly what you call it. You could have the first one be called Biohazard, the second one just be Resident Evil, you know, and it could like recap the events of the like, you know, first one, you know, and
with the mansion and everything.
Hell yeah. And then I think the third movie would actually be better because like the second game kind of is like going on, you know what I mean? Like,
while the first one.
Yeah, simultaneously, you know, or maybe it was the third one. I'm not sure.
No, the second one, actually, I think the second one, no, we're thinking of Zero. Sorry.
No, Zero's a prequel.
Zero's a prequel. That's what's okay, but I don't want that prequel.
No, although that would be a good movie too. Actually, that would be a really good movie.
Maybe.
I don't know. I like trains, you know. Something about trains. I just love trains.
I do like trains, dude. Trains
I like
are
video
great.
Games based on trains. I don't know about movies based on trains.
Movie like Snowpiercer. A lot of people like that.
Snowpiercer was whack, bro.
Dude, that was a horrible movie.
It was so bad,
dude.
Oh
my god.
It had like such great ratings and stuff. And
I thought it was the only one.
Nah, dude, that movie was terrible, bro.
Dude, so many.
I don't give a fuck. what anybody says. That was one of the
Insane.
worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And it was so fucking cheesy, dude. Like, and
It
I love that
was.
kind of movie. I liked Maze Runner. I liked, Hunger Games. I liked all that shit. You know what I mean?
That was like if Hunger Games was absolute trash.
Dude, it's like that movie. What's that movie where all the countries are rolling around?
Mortal Engines.
It's like Mortal Engines.
Which I read that book whenever I was like 16 and didn't think they would ever make a movie out of that.
Really?
Yeah, it actually became like I still get things from like the local library, like from the Huntsville library, like emails being like, "Hey, you still owe us like $6," because I never returned it because whenever I was like super broke and my bed, like the frame busted, I like stuck it under the like and used it to prop up my bed.
Oh,
so I gotta go give them $6 one of these days.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad about that, but like, what's a boy to do
That's
when
okay.
Mortal Engines is what
I'm pretty sure I owe the library a little money as well. So if it makes you feel any better.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
I've
out
got
here.
their Monsters Inc. Monsters University Blu-ray DVD. Right
what
now.
the fuck, dude?
I know.
Such a random ass thing. But anyways, yeah, Snowpiercer, whack.
Yeah, terrible.
Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. Speaking of the Hunger Games wasn't simply the movie for. Sorry, this isn't like directly video game related, but nerd culture or whatever. The Hunger Games wasn't simply the movie franchise that made Jennifer Lawrence a star. It was a box office monster that made more than $2.9 billion worldwide. There have been rumors about a spin-off movie for several years, and it has now been confirmed that a prequel film is in development. As reported by Variety, Lionsgate will produce a new movie based on an upcoming novel from Suzanne Collins, who wrote the book series that the movies were adapted from. Although neither the novel nor the movie has a release date yet, Collins has revealed that the story will be set 64 years before the events of the Hunger Games. In a statement, the author said, "With this book, I wanted to explore the state of nature, who we are, and what we perceive is required for our survival. The Reconstruction period, 10 years after the war, commonly referred to as the Dark Days, as the country of Panem struggles back to its feet, provides fertile ground for characters to grapple with these questions and thereby define their views of humanity."
So it's a post-apocalyptic rebuilding story.
Yeah. Now the question is, I'm not sure about my lore, to the point where I know exactly what's going on. It's 64 years ago before the Hunger Games, before the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did they have a Hunger Games at that point yet? Or
No,
is
she just said it's before the Hunger Games, like before the events take place. So, maybe it's
probably
like,
going to lead up to it. I bet that's how it'll end, yeah.
Because, like, what happened is after the, like, apocalypse or whatever, they built up these different, like the different, what are they called again? The sections or... I forget what they're
divisions or
no, that's Maze Runner or something.
I thought it was.
They're God dang it! It's like something 13.
There's 13 divisions.
But they're not called divisions. Anyways, the point is like they break them up into those different like the capital and like all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then is it really called divisions? I think you're right.
I'm about to look it up. I don't know.
Now, this is bothering me so much.
Here, I'll look it up. Keep talking about what you're saying.
But yeah, basically, they end up not needing the Hunger Games, but they use it as like a way to, I guess, like boost morale, or like that's the kind of like PR thing on it, but it's more like a way to keep people in check, the poor.
13 districts.
That's what it was. I was like, it's not divisions.
Yeah, I knew it was a D word. I don't know.
But isn't that the case though? They're like using the Hunger Games as a way to like keep the poor in check, while at the same time like they're like, oh, it's good for morale and like
more or less.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I read those books so fucking long ago.
Me too.
I can't believe it's been that long. Like I was like, oh my god, like 6 years ago.
I'm excited. I'll probably read whatever she puts out as the prequel. I'm sure it'll be good.
What if it was just like the Hunger Games, but with like less technology? So it's just like
that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Me too.
More Hunger Games.
It's just Fallout 76 Battle Royale.
I hope it shows how they organized the first ever Hunger Games. Like, I hope that's what the book is basically about. I hope it's like the first half of the book is them like coming to the realization that they need a Hunger Games, and then the second half of the book is like the first Hunger Games ever.
Or yeah, and it has
I mean?
what's his name is in it.
Haymitch or
Haymitch is like in the
Haymitch
Hunger
better
Games.
be in it. You know, well,
he's
he
like
was
young Haymitch.
He wasn't in it until like the 12th Hunger Game or the 6th Hunger Games or some shit.
I can't remember.
He was in like he wasn't in the first one ever, but he was in.
Haymitch should be a kid though.
I
feel like he should be a kid now.
The thing is, they went through Haymitch's like Hunger Games story in like the third book or something like that. You know what I mean? So they already have like a established lore for like Haymitch's Hunger Games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think like he should be a kid, and like one of his like uncles or something gets put in it, and
that
it's
would
like
be
through his
fucking
eyes.
sick. That would be really good.
Something like that. Anyways, Cyberpunk 2077 is launching in April 2020, which is around 6 months before Project Scarlet and the rumored PlayStation 5 are supposedly scheduled to launch during the holiday season. Will The Witcher developers' ambitious RPG also come to the new consoles? It's something that developer CD Projekt Red is looking at, according to senior level designer Miles Toast. He told GamerHub TV that CD Projekt Red is currently focused on the current generation of consoles and PC, though the studio is also considering next-generation systems. Quote, "We'll look at next-generation consoles and go, maybe, but it's not our area of interest right now. Of course, we are looking at what is happening in the game industry because we are part of it, and we need to always look forward," he said. "But at the same time, we are a studio that really focuses on the work we're doing now. So our full attention is on current gen consoles and PC. Who knows? When the time comes for it, maybe we'll support next gen consoles. But until Cyberpunk 2077 launches in April 2020, we have a thing to do." And as far as what I have heard, the next-gen consoles, Xbox just announced holiday 2020. So it's not really a concern for us now because it comes way after where we want to release our game.
Way after, no.
Yeah, they'll just port it.
I think it'll definitely get ported eventually to the newer consoles, first of all. Yeah. And second of all, I think that this is going to end up being the, Grand Theft Auto 5 of this generation. Like the swan song kind of game for the consoles, like the send-off that it deserves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll carry on long after this generation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if it's as good as they say it's going to be, If it's even a little bit better than The Witcher 3, it'll live on forever, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's going to be really, really good.
It's going to be, I think it'll be great.
It basically has to be, like, excellent, or else they're going to just be, like, shredded. I mean, they've built it up so much, like, it's just going to be the best game in the entire world. Like,
oh, yeah. I think, I don't know if they're really building it up like that. I think everyone else around them and every person watching, and waiting for it is building it up like that. So I'm going in with like, oh, looks interesting. So like, I know that I'll be at least like pleasantly surprised at the very least. There's no way that game can be bad. There's just no way.
No, if it's bad, that'd be hilarious, dude.
It just because it's like
it's just
fucking
terrible. Just like,
oh my god, that would be the greatest prank like ever. And then they release like Witcher 4. They're like, actually, we've been working on Witcher 4. This whole thing was a front.
Oh shit! What if it was just not real? So people would be so mad.
Oh, dude, they might actually kill someone. Dude, like somebody might die because of that. Some people are super into this game, man. What you got?
So let's see. Bethesda launched a new Fallout 76 game mode at E3 2019 as a beta sneak peek, but now has extended it indefinitely. The Nuclear Winter mode brought the popular Battle Royale genre to Bethesda's online game, and now the studio has announced it will remain available. When first announced, it seemed Nuclear Winter would only be a limited time mode available during the free trial period. But in an update on the Fallout 76 blog, the company says the pre-beta sneak peek of Nuclear Winter will remain on and continue to receive updates. The note also made a point to thank the fans for their enthusiasm in trying out the new mode. We've been blown away by the reactions and responses we've been seeing all week to Nuclear Winter. It has been so amazing to read your experiences and see everything you've been sharing. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, if you're enjoying that, you can keep doing so.
Nice. Speaking of Fallout 76, friend of the show, because he's just like, he's in the group. He goes to my gym. Mason, you'll see him in the group. I don't want to butcher his last name. I know it's like Feldman or something. Felder. Mason Felder.
You're butchering it.
Yeah, I just butchered it. So Mason Felder, he went to E3 and like was posted in the and he was telling me that he got to play like Fallout 76 there and try like he did one of the like quest lines with like the NPCs and stuff like that. Yeah, he said it was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, he got to, like he posted a picture of the Lego car, like up close, like
cool.
Met like Hannibal Buress up there.
Really?
Yeah, he has like a picture with Hannibal Buress.
Dude, that's
and
sick.
Stuff. Dude, I was like, I'm so fucking jelly.
What fun! I want to go to E3 one day.
Yeah, he was saying we should go next year.
Dude,
but,
yeah.
Anyways, just want to shout out to Mason. So Dr. Mario World, which is Nintendo's next mobile game, will release on July 10th.
Hey.
Nintendo announced the release date and also shared the first screenshots and gameplay. In the Match 3 puzzle game, sorry guys, I'm trying to breathe. In the Match 3 puzzle game, you'll use capsules to eliminate various viruses. The video shows the first gameplay and explains how it works. Also in the video, Nintendo talks about Dr. Mario World's microtransactions, which come in the form of diamonds that you can buy through the in-game shop. They're available in various allotments, starting with a pack of 20 for $2 and running up to 1,050 diamonds for the price of $70. The diamonds can be used to continue gameplay, obtain items, and restore stamina.
Sounds like some free-to-play bullshit.
It really does. But I mean, what can you expect?
Of course. I mean, it's free.
Honestly, give me make it $10. Give me an option to just buy the game outright. Like, I just want to buy the fucking game and have it. Like,
you should have like a light version and a
like, I'll pay $20
premium.
If it just comes with everything. Like, I don't want to have to wait to play. Like, I just want to.
But will you really pay that though? Because like that's what they tried to do with Mario Run, and it
did well.
Did it do well though?
Yeah, it did really well.
Did it do as well as their free-to-play games are doing?
Probably not, but I mean, like, don't make it $15. Make it $10. Like, if you made fucking Dr. Mario World $10 and like you could play without like having to be like, oh well, you got to wait 30 minutes to play another game. Like, dude, I'll pay $10 right now. I love Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think a lot of people do.
And it's mobile. So you can just be playing Dr. Mario on the fucking go, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm in.
I'm also in.
I don't know about the free-to-play stuff, though. I might not be in on that.
Let's see. Okay. During E3 last week, it was confirmed that the long-in-development crowd-funded game Shenmue 3 will release on PC as an exclusive to the Epic Game Store at launch. Some people got upset about this because the studio, YSNet, had originally said the game would be available on Steam. The game is still coming to Steam, but not until 12 months after its release on the Epic Game Store. Now, developer YSNet has responded to the outcry, but only in a preliminary way. In a post to the game's Kickstarter page, YSNet says that it hears the concerns of fans. Representatives from the studio were in Los Angeles for E3 when they were showing off, blah, blah, blah. They said, "We want to make sure that the backers are aware that we are listening to their concerns," reads a line from the update. "We kindly ask all of our fans to have some patience. We are currently at E3 demoing the game and need to get back to our respective offices to assess the situation and together find a way forward to justify the trust you placed in us." In 2015, more than 69,000 people contributed $6.3 million to fund the development of Shenmue 3 on Kickstarter. Saints Row developer Deep Silver later came aboard as a publisher. Shenmue 3 was among the titles that Epic announced as being timed exclusive for the Epic Game Store. Another title was Untitled Goose Game from Australian developer House. The studio said Epic made an offer that gave them a unique sense of stability in an industry where that is far from a guarantee. Shenmue 3 is also coming to PlayStation 4. The Shenmue 3 release date is set for November 19th.
Wait, so it's not coming to Xbox?
I don't know. It might be. I'm not sure.
I would be fucking pissed.
I don't see why it wouldn't come to Xbox, considering that the other Shenmue games are on Xbox right now. You know what I mean?
But really, having it exclusive to the Epic Store, I don't understand how that bothers anybody, because I doubt there's really any multiplayer functionality other than like maybe high scores in the arcade or some shit. So like, what's the problem? You don't need your friends list from Steam to play this game.
People just don't want to have two launchers. I don't understand why.
I get that it takes up like space or something, but like
350 megabytes you'll never get back.
Like, I just don't get it. It's like, just fucking download Epic for this one game, then delete it when you're done.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, why does it matter?
I don't get. I guess the achievements, like maybe they're the achievement hunters out there are like, no, well, I don't get my Steam achievements, you know, like, but I don't. It's get like it.
Imagine Netflix and Hulu were both free, and then like, and would you get mad that you had to like switch between the two services to watch different shows? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe we're just not PC enough, dude.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a logical thing to get mad about when you're not losing any money over it or anything. You know what I mean?
I could understand that it was crowdfunded, so like it's kind of like, well, you should put it where you promised you were going to put it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But for other games,
for the backers, yeah, okay,
yeah,
I get it.
That's the only thing that they have going for them, is that like.
But even then,
yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Come on, dude, fucking.
It's like, no, dude, Steam till I'm dead, dude.
I mean, maybe they could give it to those guys on Steam, and everybody else it could be a timed exclusive. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that would.
I don't know how that would work, but they
send them like a code that
maybe those guys could just if they want the game enough to fucking pay their money into a crowdfunding thing,
they'll play it on Epic.
They'll play it on the fucking Epic Store. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, people need to chill the fuck out. And replying to a tweet from Wushu Studios, community manager CD Projekt Red's global community lead, Marcin Momat, said Cyberpunk 2077's extended gameplay demo will be public during this year's PAX West, which takes place in the Washington State Convention Center in Seattle between August 29th and September 2nd. Momat said it's going to happen exactly during PAX West. So we'll get to see some gameplay. You know?
Hey-o, that's exciting.
Yeah, I just want to see if it's worth it.
I mean, they've already showed a little bit of gameplay, but not like...
Yeah, but not this, dude.
This
not the demo, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just want to get my hands on that shit, dude. You know?
I agree.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk.
None of that fake talk. Dude.
None of that fake talk.
None of those deep fakes. But anyways, what you got?
Japanese developer Atlus, creators of the Etrian Odyssey and Persona franchises, has announced a crossover between the platformer Catherine and RPG Persona 5 during E3 2019. The re-release of Catherine Full Body, releasing this September, will see Joker and the Phantom Thieves enter the platforming action. Catherine Full Body includes Persona 5's main English voice cast and features Joker as a playable character in multiplayer. The Persona 5 characters can be acquired by either purchasing the digital deluxe edition of Catherine Full Body or buying the add-on after the game launches. So there you go.
Okay, cool. More Joker. Mortal Kombat 11 is getting a significant addition to competitive play with an update coming on June 18th. The quote-unquote Combat League, with a K, update will add a seasonal ranked mode with in-game rewards up for grabs. In Combat League, with a K, you can participate in ranked matches during 4-week seasons to compete your way across 9 tiers of ranks. Those range from Apprentice to Elder God. Rewards are cumulative for all lower tiers, and you'll earn rewards based on the highest tier you reach during the season. The update will also add new daily and seasonal quests for more items. Once the season ends, the next one will start immediately, so you can start grinding your way up to the next set of rewards. The first season is called the Season of Blood. The matchmaking system will pair you up against players of similar skill levels as you improve and climb the ranks. The update will also add a new meter to give you a quick look at your chances of winning against an opponent when you begin a ranked match. That's kind of cool. The Combat League will be launching alongside Shang Tsung, the first of 6 planned DLC fighters. The studio has also revealed Spawn, Nightwolf, and Sindel are coming, but another
Cool.
DLC fighter reveal could be on the way. One thing I just want to throw out, since Spawn's going to be in this, does that unite the universes of Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat?
Oh, shit.
He lives within the same universe.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, dude.
Holy shit.
That's something to think about.
I like that Spawn's going to be in another fighting game. I wish they would just throw him into every fight. Like, he needs to just be in Dead or Alive and all that shit.
Dude,
you know?
they need to know what they need to do. They need to put Link in the Mortal Kombat 11 Switch version.
He
and
just
just
gets his spine ripped out and shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
That would be way too hardcore. You can't
Yeah.
have Link getting, like, brutally fucking dismembered and shit.
But
like,
you could put fucking Tinkle in there, or whatever the fuck his name.
Oh, God, dude. That
Tingle.
would be fucking weird. What would his fatality be? What would he do to people?
He just like blows you up like a balloon and lets you float up to the top and explode.
That's fucking terrible.
Or he just like fucking prints a map on your body with a knife. And just fucking.
Oh, my God.
That's the skin.
That's awful. That's terrifying.
Being touched by the knife. Okay, anyways, what you got?
I got some sad news over here. Dutch developer Guerrilla Games pulled the curtain on some saddening news at E3 2019, or as E3 2019 came to a close. The studio announced that its lead producer Patrick Munich passed away. He was just 44 years old.
Damn.
The news landed early morning Tuesday, June 13th. The Horizon Zero Dawn developers took to Twitter to deliver this news, saying Munich is no longer with us and that the studio is eternally grateful for his contributions to the team. Herman Holst, Guerrilla's co-founder and managing director, shared his heartache on Twitter as well, calling Munich a reassuring presence whose great humor and friendship will be sorely missed by our entire team. According to GameIndustry.biz report, Munich joined Guerrilla in 2011, holding the role of senior producer for the duration of his time with the company. He worked on both Horizon Zero Dawn and Killzone Shadowfall. Yeah, pretty sad stuff. The article didn't say how he died. I actually did a little digging trying to figure it out, and it was pretty hard. The best I could do was some people on Reddit who claim that he had a heart attack while he was jogging in the morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate. That's just what people on the Reddit forums are saying.
Dude, heart attacks are fucking just terrifying. Because
Horrible,
it's just like, you could be 44, you could be 30 years old and just like
and
drop
that's the
dead.
thing. He was out jogging, trying to like get his health good.
Be healthy,
you know what I
you
mean?
know?
Like, oh, that's scary stuff.
Could
right
be
there.
genetic, you know?
Yeah,
It's just,
that's what a lot of people on the Reddit thread were saying. It's probably a genetic thing. Or
your heart's just like, not today. You know, it's kind of sad, man. Like, I mean,
totally.
like, or not, and kind of sad. It is sad, but I mean, it's just terrifying. I mean, I'm glad he was doing what he loved, you know?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
being,
Seems like he lived a pretty full, awesome life before
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
I mean, they put out some awesome stuff, so,
Yeah.
you know. Anyways, among the surprises that Microsoft had in store, its E3 2019 press conference was Phantasy Star Online 2. Years after its release in Japan, the game will finally launch in North America, and while its presence on Microsoft's stage at E3 assured us an Xbox One release is in Xbox head Phil Spencer has confirmed the game will arrive on other platforms, although whether that means PS4, Nintendo Switch, or something else remains to be seen. So that's not even an exclusive. That was very upsetting for me because they were like, yeah, Phantasy Star Online 2. It's coming.
They
It's
did
like,
kind of make a big deal out
yeah,
of it. Like,
brought to you by Xbox One. Coming to Game Pass. Oh, yeah, it's going to be on other shit, too.
But it is going to be on Game Pass. That's
That's
what's
the difference,
important there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it might come to my PlayStation, but I'm not paying for some kind of membership on my PlayStation, so
Watch it be free to play.
I'm going to
But
be
they
playing
shoulda-
it on my Xbox. You know what I mean?
They should have jumped at that and made it like just Xbox One. You know, like, I
Yeah,
just don't get
I
it,
guess.
man.
I mean, they can make money selling it to other platforms. I mean, you know, probably more money that way.
No, I'm saying Xbox should have jumped on that and been like, we'll pay you whatever, but we want this to be like one of our Game Pass like online things.
Oh, I thought it was an Xbox Game Studio for some reason. Now.
No, it's not, unfortunately. Anyways, what you got?
Okay, I've got these. Xbox, or not Xbox. Epic's Fortnite is a massive success that achieved a level of popularity that few could have ever imagined. It's a worldwide phenomenon that boasts a huge player base and has had a cultural impact far beyond that of most games. The free-to-play game almost didn't exist, however. It's been revealed this week at E3 2019. Rod Ferguson, the former director of production at Epic Games, has revealed that he wanted to cancel Fortnite when he was at the company. At the time, the project did not have its Battle Royale component, which has driven the game's success, and it was facing some challenges. If I stayed at Epic, I would have canceled Fortnite absolutely, Ferguson told Game Informer. Before I left, I tried to cancel Fortnite. When it was just Save the World, that was a project that had some challenges. As the director of production at the time, the game would not have passed my bar for something that we should have kept, or continued to keep going. He goes on, but basically, he's just letting you know.
There was an alternate timeline where Fortnite didn't exist.
No,
We got the wrong timeline. God damn it. No,
it's probably good because he went on to help work on BioShock Infinite, which, turned out to be a pretty sweet game. And now...
So crazy they were working on Fortnite that long ago. Holy fuck.
Dude, yeah. Isn't that wild?
That's very wild.
How long has Fortnite even been out? I know that when we went to that 2017 E3 experience thing...
It wasn't out yet.
It wasn't out yet, but we saw a trailer for it.
Yeah.
So they've been at least...
out like 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, man. There's a whole timeline where people didn't floss, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we know from previous reports that 2 new Nintendo Switch models could be on the way, possibly as soon as this year. Officially, Nintendo has not addressed the possibility, though it did say it would not announce the new systems during E3. That proved to be true, but a new report from the Wall Street Journal published during E3 2019 reveals some new details about these rumored new Switch models. Specifically, the report states that Nintendo has decided to move the manufacturing of the new consoles to Southeast Asia instead of China. This is a result of concerns about potential United States tariffs on electronics made in China.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
cool.
What we were talking about with Dylan, whenever Dylan was on the show.
Yeah, I remember that.
As we reported previously, President Trump's proposed import tax rate of 25% would impact video game consoles, as well as smartphones and computers. In theory, this could lead to price increases on game consoles from Nintendo, as well as Microsoft and Sony, as companies pass on the cost to consumers. The alternative would be to absorb the cost themselves, which is obviously not a welcome concept for many companies. Game consoles are not historically where the money is made in the game business. Oftentimes, systems are sold at a loss or with very thin margins, with profits instead coming from software and services. Those margins do improve over time, but a 25% tariff would nonetheless be unwelcome. Should the 25% tariff go into effect for Switch consoles shipped into the U.S., that would impact how much money Nintendo and other companies make on console sales. Nintendo has been the outlier in this area, however, as the company maintained from day one of Switch sales in 2017 that it makes money on each console sold. If the 25% tariff goes into effect, that could cut into the Switch's profit profile, which is likely why Nintendo has elected to move production of the console outside of China. According to WSJ's report, Nintendo has already moved production of the existing Switch model as well as the 2 new rumored ones, to Southeast Asia. Regarding the new systems, one is said to have a similar form factor to the existing model but feature better components, with the other expected to have a different look and lower specs that make it less expensive. Given the systems are now reportedly in production, they could release soon, WSJ said. Nintendo declined to comment on the report.
Lower specs that make it less expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that,
I wouldn't buy it. I mean, the specs are already pretty low on a Switch.
I know, but I mean, if you could get in there affordably like that, if you just didn't have money, and you just wanted a legit game console,
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you could get the 2DS basically.
It's already pretty affordable. What, like $300 for a Switch? That's
I would imagine this one would be like $200 or maybe $250.
Yeah, I'm betting the lower specs are just the fact that I bet it won't be dockable. I bet it's just a straight handheld and it's smaller.
Well, typically when they say specs, they mean like specifications, like of the like what it can handle, the software.
The only thing I can think of, because I bet that if it's got to have like at least similar like processing power to like run all the games and stuff. I'm betting that the screen is just a lower quality screen or something, or smaller.
I'm thinking there's going to be no 1080p. It'll probably be 720. Go back. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the 3DS was only 480 or something, some bullshit like that. So, I mean, them going at 720 isn't a crazy thing. But
no.
the upper...
it can still look good, too. I mean, it doesn't have to look bad, at like 420. If it's on a small screen, I think they can get away with that kind of thing, And I think the screen will be smaller. I think it'll be more geared towards mobile people,
definitely.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, that's all speculation. I wouldn't, don't quote us on that.
We're just guessing.
Yeah.
Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. Tesla is getting another video game. In an E3 Coliseum panel at E3 2019, Todd Howard announced that the management sim Fallout Shelter will be coming to Tesla Autos. No release date was mentioned in the announcement.
Sweet. Okay. Or you could just play it on your phone.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not Skyrim, dude.
Oh, God. That'll happen.
Right.
At least half of it. The Final Fantasy VII Remake was one of the biggest games at E3 2019, with publisher Square Enix's press conference bringing our best look yet at the game and its changes to the combat. But the initial release of the game will not consist of the full Final Fantasy VII story. It focuses on the Midgard portion. As such, even with a release coming in early 2020, it could be much longer before the complete experience is delivered. But will the game only ever be playable on PS4? That doesn't appear to be the case, with Square Enix suggesting the game will be playable on PlayStation 5. Quote, I believe that our teams have made it so that the game will support both the next generation and the current generation of consoles. The company's president and CEO, Yosuke Matsuda, told Game Informer, I believe it is being developed so that it is going to be playable on both, so I'm not really concerned about that, and I believe that the fans are also going to be able to enjoy it on both, including the next generation of consoles. Matsuda did not confirm, however, whether this will be achieved via backward compatibility, which will be a part of both PS5 and the new Xbox console Scarlet, or if the game will be released on those consoles.
Well, I don't know, man. I personally think...
2 Blu-ray discs. Bullshit.
I don't know, man.
I think the fact that the first, they're like, yeah, but the first part is going to be, 2 Blu-rays, and it's only Midgar. What the fuck is it going to be? That's what I want to know. All they showed us was, the very, very, very beginning, and them, fighting the fucking spider, and with, the fucking fidelity all the way turned up, which is not going to be possible on a PS4 Pro.
I read a different article where they said that it's coming to everything. It's going to be on Switch. It's going to be on...
There's no way. Did you see what that game looked like?
They said it's coming to Switch,
Switch,
dude. That's what they said. They said it's going to be on the new consoles. It's
Switch
going to be
ain't even got Blu-ray. We're going to give you 4 cartridges.
Hey,
even
man.
though cartridges
They're
can hold
putting The
more.
Witcher on there, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, cartridges can actually hold more memory than a Blu-ray disc.
Really?
So, yes,
I didn't know that.
absolutely. But I just don't know what's going to happen. I just don't believe any fucking thing they're saying, because
what do you think? I mean, they've been working on it forever, dude.
That means nothing to me. That means absolutely nothing to me. You can work on a game forever and it still be not done. I mean,
did you see it though?
Fucking
look how beautiful it looks.
I can't, the little slice of the game that they're claiming, okay, if that is what they have shown of a game that takes 2 Blu-ray discs, then we haven't even seen 1% of the game. Think about that.
Sure,
on that level. But it's, first off, I don't think it's going to come out the way that everyone imagines it's going to be. Everyone's like, yeah, dude, sweet. And then Midgar is going to be how? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I guess we'll have to see on this one.
When does this game come out? In early 2020. So no, we're not going to see it. It's going to get delayed. Absolutely. I 100% believe this game is getting delayed.
You're such a negative Nancy, bro. I'm
just a realist.
I think they're gonna put out part 1, and then it's gonna be like fucking Life is Strange 2, and we're gonna have to wait half a year for the next part, and then it's gonna be
okay.
And then the next part's gonna be. I think the first part's gonna come out on time. I think that the next part is what's gonna get delayed. It's going to get pushed, and then eventually it'll finally come out, and then people will just stop caring after like part 3.
Look, we just heard what you said. I'm going on record right now. This game will get delayed. The first part will get delayed, and they're not going to tell us when it's coming. They're going to say, we just need to delay it for a little bit longer. We'll come back to you whenever we have a release date.
I bet if it gets delayed, it'll only be like a week or 2. I don't think it'll be like an indefinite like delay like that.
And it won't be on 2 Blu-ray discs. I can 100% guarantee you this game will not be on 2 Blu-ray discs. If it is, I will eat something. I don't know. Give me something to eat. What's something I can eat? Like a weird like.
I don't know. A donut filled with hot sauce.
I might actually die from that. I'm diabetic. I can't eat the donut.
That's just the risk you're gonna have.
So
to
I have
take,
to like
bro.
die.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to be ready with the insulin at least. Because that's some pretty serious shit.
Yeah, my insulin doesn't handle
We'll
that.
take the cream out of it, though. It's not going to be like cream filled.
It's the donut.
Well, we'll get like a plain, unglazed, you know?
Okay, look. I'll go to Freebirds. I'll go to Freebirds, and instead of getting like a burrito, I'll just get it full of like guacamole and hot sauce.
That sounds terrible, dude.
That's why I'm going to do it. I'll just get it full of hot sauce.
Secretly, that sounds delicious to you. You're thinking about just like delicious.
It's not about deliciousness because I don't want. Can you imagine?
There's
the
a
texture?
Little part of your brain that's like,
No, not
all guacamole with hot sauce.
Okay, take the.
You have to let me create it.
Okay, you create the.
It's
burrito.
gonna be something stupid. It's gonna be like sour cream or something. I don't know. Something you don't like. I'm gonna figure out what you don't like by infiltration tactics over the next week.
I like that. You're just like, hey, do you like this one? Yes. No, but yeah, for real. I'll eat whatever Brent makes me eat.
You're gonna forget all about this, and then like
no, because
later,
when if the game comes out 2 years later,
5 years
then it got
now.
delayed. Then I won. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'll remember.
No. The bet that you just made was that it would not be on 2 Blu-ray discs.
Yes, it won't be on 2 Blu-ray discs, and I'm betting 2 things here.
You can't double down here.
No, that makes it easier for you to win.
No, this is 2
because
separate
if I'm
bets.
wrong on one of them, then I'm wrong.
Well, we can make 2 different bets here. You know what I mean? But you can't. I mean, like,
why not just make it easier to lose? That's what I'm
so
like.
So if you're wrong on one, you lose on both?
Yeah, I lose on both, technically.
All right, fair enough.
Just for the deal, just for the eating.
I mean, you're confident about this.
Okay, it will get delayed. 1, 2, it won't be on 2 Blu-ray discs. Because, especially if it's coming to Switch. What the fuck does that even mean for the Switch?
So if it doesn't get delayed,
or it does come
on 2 Blu-ray discs. Wait a minute.
You mean if it does get delayed, but it does come on 2 Blu-ray discs?
Wait,
Then I'm still wrong.
So okay, and vice versa. Okay.
So
wow,
I have to be. That's how confident I am.
You got to be right on 2 different things that they've already confirmed about the game.
That means no, dude. fucking Kingdom Hearts 3, dude.
What about Kingdom Hearts 3?
I don't know. Why don't you go back 7 years ago and ask the person who was like, "Oh, dude, it's confirmed to come out." You know?
I mean, it did come out.
Yeah, like forever ago, like forever past.
I mean, aside from like the
to.
million years it took for the game to come out, it basically was exactly what everybody thought it was going to be.
Not about what it thought it was going to be.
You know,
I'm just talking about how long it took. They delayed it.
Yeah, sure. But that was the only thing, you know?
No, there's a shit ton of stuff Square Enix has like delayed or said.
Well, no, I'm just talking about with Kingdom Hearts specifically. Okay. You know what I mean?
All right, we'll see. Look, I made the bet. I dug the hole. I'm willing to lay in it and bury myself in it. I just want to see what happens.
I'll eat a nasty guacamole burrito too if I lose, just to be fair. So
yeah,
you're not just the only one eating nasty guacamole burritos over here.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll get one with you. Maybe we'll just eat them anyway.
We might just have to go get a nasty guacamole burrito.
That sounds kind of good. No. Anyways, what you got?
BAFTA has given a special award to Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite and Gears of War, among other franchises. They gave it to them for impact on the global games industry, as well as developing Fortnite and 4 Gears of War titles. Epic also blah, blah, blah. Basically, it goes on, it talks about how they announced in March that they created a $100 million fund for developers and all this stuff, and they're pushing the game industry forward. And it doesn't even talk about it in the article, but, you know, let's not forget their giant strides they've made this past few years towards cross-platform play and stuff like that. I don't know. I definitely feel like they deserve to be recognized, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that somebody is out there giving them awards and shit for it.
For sure. And for giving more money to the developer.
Totally. And for like kickstarting all these indie devs with their little grants they've been giving out, you know what I mean?
They're doing it big, man. They're doing it right. Speaking to IGN, director Hidetaka Miyazaki explained that he himself wrote Elden Ring's main story, with George R.R. Martin contributing to the wider mythology and lore. Miyazaki said Martin did not contribute to the game's story because he felt that the format of video games was too limiting for Martin's ambitious storytelling. Quote, thanks to Martin's lore, Elden Ring's world and characters naturally have a lot more depth and personality, Miyazaki said. Miyazaki went on to say that Martin probably will not release a novelization of of his contributions to Elden Ring, and that's on purpose because doing so would mean that, quote, all the secrets and mystery that is hidden in our game would be revealed. So yeah, just in case people were wondering what George R.R. Martin did, he was just like,
I'm just like so not interested in that game. Like, I don't know why. Like, maybe I need to see more about it or something. But like, as it stands, like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
well, how could you give? You don't like Dark Souls, first off.
I mean, I don't have to like necessarily like Dark Souls. You know, like they haven't even said that this is going to be like in the vein of Dark Souls. You know,
it's absolutely going to be in the vein of Dark Souls. This is the guy who made Dark Souls, Bloodborne.
Just because
like,
they also made Deracine, which is like a fucking walk around game where you just like are basically watching like movies the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I doubt it was this guy. This guy is known, like the Miyazaki guy is like known for like he created like the whole idea of.
It just seems a little weird that they already have another game coming out right after they put out Shadows Die Twice or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't think it's coming out.
Is it the same studio?
Yeah, same studio, From Software.
Well, I mean, again, you know, From Software has done other stuff. It's not just, I don't know.
I just feel like that's what it's going to be. I mean, that's what people have grown to expect from this guy, and that's just what he's going to give. You know, like that.
Maybe. I don't know. Until we see it, I don't know. I don't think you can just like automatic. I mean, you know, that's like Bethesda putting out a game, and everybody's just like, oh, it's going to be a fucking, you know, Bethesda game. It's going to be like Skyrim. It's going to be like.
I mean, it kind of is. Every time like the main Bethesda studio puts out a game, it's Skyrim, Fallout 76.
Exactly,
Skyrim.
But every now and then you got some little offshoot shit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, like Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
But that's not what this is.
You never know. You don't know.
Watch it be like Dark Souls Shelter.
I bet it's not like Dark Souls. I bet it's not just like a straight boss fight after boss fight grind like Dark Souls. Like, I really don't think that's what this is going to be. I could be wrong.
I would be happy if it wasn't, because I want a game that I'll actually enjoy from these guys.
I bet it's still super fucking hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I bet they do something different, because they're already kind of trying to do something different with Sekiro, like with the stealth parts and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but it's still Dark Souls.
Yeah, I mean, with the, you know, big bosses and stuff. But again, you know, that kind of fits the mood there. You know what I mean? I feel like this is going to end up like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing. I don't know. Well, I guess you could do like bosses with that kind of. I don't know. Maybe so. Yeah, maybe it will be. I don't know, man. I don't care.
After all this, I don't even care.
I'll probably look at it. I probably won't play it.
No,
you know?
If it comes to Game Pass, I'll try it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely play it if it comes to Game Pass.
Anyway,
I'll play any of that shit if it comes to Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't care what it is.
Dude, I'll play anything if it comes to Game Pass.
Nah, you wouldn't play anything.
Yeah, you're right. There's some shit on Game Pass I definitely am not going to play.
Yeah,
but
it takes too long to download it for nothing.
I mean, if you were like, hey, you got to try this game. It's on Game Pass. I'd be like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
regardless of what it is, you know?
Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. It is unspoken that all great games must come to Switch eventually. Oh. And so it has come to pass that The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will arrive on Nintendo's console later this year.
Okay. I'll feel that.
As announced during Nintendo's E3 2019 Direct presentation, this will be the complete version of the game, including both of its expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. Pre-orders are available now for $60 with no release date yet. more specific than later in 2019. The physical edition of the game will come with a single 32GB cartridge with no additional downloads required. In order to get the game running smoothly on Switch, however, it will run at 540p in handheld mode and up to 720p with dynamic resolution enabled on the big screen.
Did you say 540p, dude?
Yeah, in handheld mode.
What does that even mean?
It's like a little better than 480, I guess.
What the fuck is 540p, dude?
Bro, it's that neck shit, dog.
God, that's like some N64 shit right there.
We will have to see how that feels in practice, but a PR manager from developer CD Projekt Red tweeted out a still from one of the game's infamous scenes to show it off in action, and it looks serviceable to say the least. In addition to the cartridge, the physical edition of the game will also ship with a map, a compendium, and stickers of Geralt's iconic wolf pendant per Amazon's listing. Lost my spot there for a second. As a definitive edition of a now classic game, there are no pre-order bonuses announced at this time, so you can grab the full Witcher 3 experience from your preferred retailer. But yeah, I'm really hyped about this, man. I don't know. I mean, if they can even make it look kind of good, it's going to be the best game on Switch.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
No.
Super Mario Odyssey is...
Fuck Super Mario Odyssey.
No, dude.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good game. It's a good game. The Witcher 3 is like an amazing game.
I just can't get into it. I've tried like multiple times.
You've tried?
I have tried.
You've tried and you didn't get into it?
It's like I don't like high fantasy,
dude.
I don't like Skyrim either. I don't like...
I'm not even that huge on Skyrim, but
I don't
The
like
Witcher
Oblivion.
is just so good, dude.
I'm not saying it's a good or a bad game. I'm just saying me personally, my taste, I can't get into high fantasy.
Man.
Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I mean, I get it. I guess.
It's like I love like the idea of it, but the world is like not interesting to me.
Yeah, but like The Witcher is just so good, bro.
It's just so hot. Yeah, like I said, I'm not hating. It's probably one of the greatest games ever. I just can't get into it.
Well, maybe you'll like CD Projekt. I mean,
the Switch version.
No, that other game they're putting out.
I absolutely love Cyberpunk. It's like how I love Fallout, but I can't play Oblivion.
Exactly.
Like this is the.
I think that's
Fallout
why
for
they're
me.
doing this, because they're probably like, you know what, we need like a Fallout. We need something with like guns and shit, so people who aren't into high fantasy, like JAMAL, they're thinking about you. That's why they did this.
Thank you, CD Projekt Red.
They're like, God, JAMAL is just over there fucking bored as fuck.
He's just hating, dude. He's a fucking A+ hater, dude. But anyway, so Square Enix officially revealed its new Avengers game this week at E3 2019, and the reaction was mixed. Specifically, people on the internet were upset about the new character designs for main characters Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, Tony Stark, and Bruce Banner. The designs are new for the game, with some criticizing them for being bland. Others have taken issue with the fact that they are not based on the actors' likeness from the MCU films. They also feature different voice actors. Nah, shit. Given the outcry, will Square Enix change the character designs in the wake of the criticism, like what's happening with Sonic the Hedgehog movie? No. Square Enix is committed to the character designs it's created for the game. According to lead creative director Sean Escaig of developer Crystal Dynamics, quote, "We are always listening to and welcome feedback from our community. There are currently no plans to change our character designs," he said. While the character designs are not going to change for the Avengers game, Escaig reminded fans that the footage shown so far is from a very early pre-alpha version of the title. As such, the game should look better and better over time. Yeah, so I mean,
come on. Like, my thing is, like, who fucking cares, dude? You know, like, do you really expect your fucking people to look exactly like the fucking Marvel movies, first of all? Like, they'd have to pay the actors for their likeness and stuff.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know what
not
I mean?
gonna happen.
And like, first of all, they're gonna have to get those people to come down there and act out every scene, you know what I mean? Like, they just got done doing a fucking, like, Marvel movie. I'm sure they wouldn't be, like, less than thrilled about going down there and, like, doing, like, hundreds of hours of fucking mocapping and, like,
yeah, and Chris Hemsworth actually just said that he's, like, taking, like, a hiatus from acting.
Yeah.
Like, because he wants to be with his family after all this time.
Like, I mean, come on, give these guys a break. And second of all, like, this is supposed to be set in its own, like, version of reality that has nothing to do with, like, the fucking movies.
Which, thank
you
God.
Know what I mean?
Thank God.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why can't we go back to a time where not everything has to be connected somehow?
Yeah.
Like, can we just make a fucking game and enjoy it? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute, where's the lore connecting to the fucking issue of the comic from 1958? It's like, what? What the
and
fuck
why
do you
is this
want?
just now an issue? Like every other superhero game for the past, like, 5 or 6 years has been doing this.
Yeah, even
like,
Spider-Man, PS4.
Spider-Man, PS4, Batman, the Batman
Arkham
series. Like, none of their actors look like fucking Christopher Nolan or Tobey Maguire or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They like their own, like, version of that fucking character. You know what I mean?
I think the main problem is that people didn't there was no information given on this game. Like, we watched the trailer and it's like, okay, so what?
I'm still just as confused.
Yeah,
okay, there's an Avengers game coming. I've read a few things afterwards, and I think that there is going to actually be, like, a single player story in it that's, like, only single player, and then there's going to be like a co-op mode. I have no idea. I don't know. They just didn't give you enough info. They're like, oh yeah, you'll be able to play multiplayer and fly around, and this is some of the story, and then it's just like, okay, but what?
Yeah, it's just dumb. I mean, like, that, like, if there was criticism about that, I could understand. But about the cosmetics, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking
about?
Of
all the things you're gonna bitch about, like, the way they look, like, come on.
And they did say it was pre-alpha, like, before they showed it.
That's not even the problem I had with it. Like, they looked okay. Like,
yeah,
they looked fine to me.
Fine.
Like,
it looked like very early footage of a game that wasn't ready.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just showing it to appease people because people have been wanting to see it. But yeah, anyways.
Let's see. Netflix has shared further details on its video game plans at E3 2019. The streaming entertainment company announced one new game, but indicated that we'll see some crossover much sooner than that. Fortnite is going to get some Stranger Things flavor, seemingly near the launch of the show's third season. We've been really busy over the past year making new friends, and we have a number of projects coming out, Netflix director of interactive games Chris Lee said. You guys may have seen in Fortnite Season 9, we had a Scoops Ahoy from Stranger Things show up in the mall there. There's a bit more behind that in a few weeks. Scoops Ahoy is the ice cream parlor that has appeared in trailers for Season 3 of Stranger Things, and Fortnite fans took note of its appearance in the game. Lee's comments seem to indicate that was just a teaser for a larger crossover event, and the mention of a few weeks would align it with the new season's launch on July 4th. Lee also noted that the company has a few other projects in the works for this year, with the implication that these are partnerships similar to the Fortnite one. The company also announced that the new original game coming in 2020, Next Games, is out of Finland working on another Stranger Things adaptation. This one is an RPG puzzle mobile game with location-based mechanics. The studio has previously worked on licensed mobile games based on AMC's The Walking Dead series. Many of these first games are based on Stranger Things, with the lone exception being the recently revealed Dark Crystal game. This could be because opening up its shows to video game adaptations is a fairly recent development. The panel told the story of realizing Stranger Things was a phenomenon, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you can expect some games and stuff from Netflix, most of which will be based on Stranger Things.
Cool. I guess. I mean, we're going to start seeing, like, random bullshit and, like, Netflix produced TV shows and movies where, like, the killer uses, like, that weird, like, pickaxe thing from Fortnite. Like, some dumb shit like that. And they're like, wink, wink. Anyway, so, a little bit of news here on Wolfenstein Youngblood. We got, like, the length of the game, or like how long it'll take to beat it. But, they said Gustafsson, Jerk Gustafsson. We've talked about him before. He's the executive producer on the game. He said, biggest game yet, but it's a pretty short production time, Gustafsson said. I think we're looking at least 25 to 30 hours if you play through everything. So
if you play through everything,
like if you do everything,
so probably like
15
hours.
Yeah, 10 to 15 hours is what I'm looking for here.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe 4.
Maybe
4 hours. No, I'm just kidding. What else you got? I'm done on news.
Yeah, this is my last thing, and I won't even really go that far into it. But as a proponent of VR, there is a Child's Play VR coming pretty soon, where Chucky will chase you around a store.
So your childhood nightmare.
My childhood nightmare.
I remember you've always I remember being a kid and we would do those things where what's your biggest fear? Or, what are you okay? Which what would scare you the most? And I remember probably we were 7 and you were Chucky. Yeah, I think you've always been afraid of Chucky.
Always, it's been I didn't get over that fear until I was like an adult.
Yeah, yesterday actually. I'm still afraid. No, but I mean, with Mark Hamill playing Chucky, it seems kind of interesting.
Mark Hamill's playing Chucky?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Have
That's
you not?
Gonna be excellent.
And Aubrey Plaza is the mom.
Really?
In yeah, dude.
No fucking way.
Dude, I'm dead serious. Go watch a trailer for fucking.
I watched the trailer. I didn't recognize that as Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah,
They must have her made up to look a little older than she usually does, or something.
Yeah, this is the first time she's playing a mom.
Yeah, I'm used to her looking all emo and
in just the quirky girl or whatever. But it's Mark Hamill, so it's gonna be interesting.
I gotta see it now.
Have you not
Mark
seen
Hamill's
all the
hella creepy, dude? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. Even as the Joker,
yeah.
Have you seen the marketing they're doing right now for it with the posters?
No,
because Toy Story is coming out the same weekend.
Yeah, where it's the Slinky dog all cut up or whatever.
Yeah, and then Woody's hat being dragged through blood, and then there's one where it's you see a blurry behind the head shot of Mr. Potato Head with a knife stuck in his head. It's pretty cool.
You can't even be that mad about that if you're Toy Story, because it's
it helps you guys.
It's cross promotion in a way,
Yeah. I'm excited. Anyways, let's jump on over to this week's releases, where I'm going to let you guys know what brand new games you can get in the next 7 days, starting with My Friend Pedro, which is coming to Switch and PC. This actually looks kind of cool.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for I can't I messed it up. I'm sorry. But yeah, that was a good one. You got I was going to try and jump in with you, but I couldn't. June 20th for 1999. My Friend Pedro is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path at the behest of a sentient banana. The strategic use of split aiming, slow motion, and the stylish window breach create one sensational action sequence after another in an explosive battle through the violent underworld. Unleash a torrent of destruction with an incredible level of control over both your weapons and your body. Twist and turn through the air while aiming both hands at priority threats.
Oh, this is that Devolver Digital game where they're where it's side scrolling and he's flipping around shooting stuff. Yeah, that looks tight actually.
It looks fucking dope.
That's really cool. Yeah,
it's coming to Switch.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Anyways, Super Neptunia RPG is coming to PS4, Switch, PC on June 25th for $49.99. 2D or not 2D? That is the question. Super Neptunia RPG is a side-scrolling RPG that brings the 9 characters of the self-referential Neptunia series to life in a whole new way. Each character was hand-drawn by Sunako, the artist behind the series, then animated by computer magic to create a world that's mysteriously gone from 3 dimensions to 2. Okay. Then we got Still Division 2 coming to PC on June 20th for $39.99. Set on the Eastern Front of World War II in 1944, Still Division 2 is the real-time military strategy sequel that finds players taking command of vast armies during Operation Bagration, covering... Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Operation Bagration.
Sounds right to me.
Sounds like a dance party. Covering the Soviet counterattack against Axis forces in Byelorussia. What the fuck?
This is a real event.
Byelorussia?
I don't know, man.
Maybe this is like made up. I feel stupid right now.
I feel stupid as well.
I've played so many World War II games and never heard of any of that. Anyways, it's got like play in a host of game modes, offline and online, including co-op and massive 10v10 multiplayer battles. And then we got 198X coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC on June 20th for $25. 198X is an arcade epic, a coming-of-age story told through multiple games and genres, worlds, and characters. Experience the thrill of shooting, driving, jumping, fighting, and role-playing, all linked together with emotional cinematic storytelling. And then we got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled coming to Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 on June 21st for $39.99. Crash is back again, and this time he's revved up to the max in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, an authentic Crash Team Racing experience that's been remastered in stunning HD and so much more.
Stunning HD.
They stole our line. And then we got Heavy Rain coming to PC on June 24th.
Hey, boy.
But $19.99. Heavy Rain is a cinematic and evolving thriller from Quantic Dream, the developer behind the critically acclaimed Fahrenheit. Dealing with a range of adult themes, the game revolves around a sophisticated plot and strong narrative threads that explore a complex moral proposition.
This is neat because this has previously been a PS4 exclusive.
Old game.
Yeah, wonderful story. One of the best stories out there in video games, if you ask me. It's got one of the best twists ever.
Let me guess.
Game.
The rain is actually light.
Dude, yes. How'd you know?
I am just good at things like that.
This rain isn't heavy at all.
Turns out the rain's not heavy. Anyways, Samurai Showdown is coming to Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on June 25th for $59.99. Samurai Showdown returns with a next-generation version of the weapon-based fighting franchise, now with 3D graphics to represent the characters in traditional side-scrolling fighting combat. Once again, set in the late 18th century after the events of Samurai Showdown 5 and prior to the events of the original game, Samurai Showdown will see the return of 13 classic characters, including Heyomaru, Earthquake, and Galford, who will be joined by 3 brand new characters to the series. And then Monster Jam Steel Titans coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on June 25th for $39.99. Monster Jam Steel Titans comes complete with all the trucks, athletes. What are they? Athletes? Is that what we call these people? Stadiums, stunts, and massive air that make Monster Jam the biggest name in off-road racing. Train at Monster Jam University and explore... Hold up. So these people go to school for this?
Yeah, well, they're athletes, bro.
Oh, God. I'm learning so much in this one little...
You didn't know about Monster Jam University, bro?
Is that like Hogwarts for like monster truck drivers?
Yeah, dude, they have to go through platform 10 and 4/5, bro.
God, dude.
They have to drive their monster truck through the platform.
That's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, it comes with all that shit.
They're all playing Quidditch. Jumping...
Dude, like, it sounds magical. Like, I would totally go to fucking Monster Jam University.
For some reason, this sounds like, you know, in like Mario Tennis, where you go to like the tennis school or whatever, and you like,
yeah,
that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, it's like this fantasy world where like it's like I just want to be a monster truck driver, and like all you do is
that's what this sounds like, some kind of plot for an anime show, you know?
Hell yeah, the Prince of Tennis, like that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so you got your Gravediggers, your Max D, and El Toro Loco, all in there. So, and then we got Captain Cat is coming to Switch on June 21st for $6.99.
Captain Cat?
Captain Cat travels the 7 seas in his boat, using his anchor as a hook to fish for the delights and treasures hiding at the bottom of the sea.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But navigating the depths of unknown waters is never easy. There are many mysterious dangers to face along the way. Can Captain Cat overcome them to catch enough fish to satisfy his hunger?
Dude, I don't know why, but I just, you know, that just sounds super appealing, yeah.
It does, yeah. It's on Switch. It's only $6. And then we got We, The Revolution, coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on June 25th for $19.99. Paris, The Times of the French Revolution. You control a judge, an alcoholic, and a gambler of the Revolutionary Tribunal. I can't keep a French accent for some reason. His objective is to preside over court proceedings, judging people brought in front of him, revolutionaries and their enemies, criminals and ordinary citizens. Along the course of the story, the protagonist will be expanding his influence over 15, 16, 17, 18th century Paris. Why did they put that in Roman numerals? But at the same time will be forced to fight for the lives of his family and his own. Antiquia Lost, coming to Xbox One on June 19th for $14.99. Enjoy fluid 2D turn-based battles in an RPG of a journey with a girl made of slime. And then finally, Another Sight, coming to Xbox One on June 18th for $29.99. Another Sight is a surreal fantasy adventure with steampunk elements set in 1899 towards the end of the Victorian era in London. Built on heart, culture, and character, Another Sight brings to life our two lead characters. Kit, a refreshingly bold teenager who loses her sight after the under-construction London underground tunnel she was exploring collapses, and Hodge, a mysterious red-furred cat that Kit meets in darkness. Together, they team up for an adventure through the unexpected, with Hodge an essential companion upon whom Kit will come to rely on. Kit and Hodge explore a surreal fantasy world both together and apart, using each of their unique talents to tackle environments and solve intriguing puzzles.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it for this week's releases.
Okay.
We're gonna jump on over to currently playing, dude.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yes. What are you currently playing?
So I played one game called like the old man story. Did you see that on Game Pass? It's like
oh yeah, I did
like
see it. I didn't try it. Was it any good?
No. It's like me and Brittany like download. We were like, oh, let's play a game together. You know. Let me see what it's called. The Old Man Story. Xbox. Sorry, I should have wrote this down, but it just came to me that we tried it. Oh, Old Man's Journey is what it's called. And like it's like a point and click, but like with barely anything to do. You just kind of I like point and clicks, so
but
it's not like a point and click.
Like a good one.
It's like if you took a graphic novel and made it point and click. So you just like walk, like, and then like the real there's no puzzles. You just move hills up and down so he can get like from one side to the other. And then like it tries to have this really deep story about this old man reminiscing on like love and all this stuff. And it's just, it didn't really, hit a beat with me. Yeah, I didn't feel it. Maybe it's because I was, we were both just like trying to get through it. Like, okay, or when does the game part start?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I played that. Don't recommend it. And then Shenmue. Since we played, I put about 20 hours into Shenmue.
Oh, wow.
Like, I am loving this fucking game.
I've started playing a little bit of it too myself. I'm not 20 hours deep, but
have you gotten into the city yet? Like,
let's see. Right now I'm like tracking down all these people and like going from place to place, and I'm looking for sailors at a bar right now.
Oh, okay, so you're getting into the city like pretty deep. Have you gone and like hung out in the arcade and done all that shit?
I did all that. You know what pissed me off though, man?
What's that?
I went to the slot machine place and I won like a bajillion tokens, and I'm like, all right, time to fucking cash the fuck out, dog. And I went up to the counter and I went everywhere, and you can't do shit with those tokens, dude. You can't cash them out. You can't get your money back. I just have a fuckload of tokens that I can't do anything with.
Really? I didn't win anything, so I don't know.
Don't waste your fucking time, because like you'll just fucking lose your money, dude.
Well, why didn't you just Google what to do? The game's so old.
I did. That's why I'm so adamant about it. I Googled it because I was like, okay, surely I'm missing something here. And they're like, no, in Japan it's illegal to gamble. So you just are stuck with these fucking tokens.
I bet at some point in the game, though, it'll like...
I mean, you'd think I could at least win a prize or something. I was kind of butthurt, dude. I just,
Did they say on Google like what you can use them for in the game?
No.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe later in the game,
they said you can't. They said it's basically like the only thing you can do with the tokens is that like if you get like several 100,000 or something, he'll give you like a certificate or some shit.
Oh, okay, so it's like an achievement.
Yeah, but I mean, achievement I wasted like thousands of yen on. You know what I mean?
Damn, dude, you were fucking gambling.
I was going hard, bro, but I also made like if I could cash my little tokens out, I would get like a lot of money.
Did you play any of the Mojang or whatever, like the card game?
No, I didn't play the card game yet.
Yeah,
I went to the arcade and I played the slots.
Oh, dude, and like in the arcade, I won like a prize. For the darts.
I won the dart prize too. Yeah.
Dude.
Did you go back and talk to that one baby boy Ryu lady?
What'd she say? I don't know.
You know the lady who's like, "Oh, baby boy Ryu." If you talk to her long enough, your guy's like, "Please don't call me baby boy Ryu." No, I swear to God.
Oh my God, dude, I love it. I fucking love it.
It's so funny.
She's like, "Oh, hi, baby boy Ryu."
I was like, I took a clip of it because I was like dying laughing. I was about to send it to you. He's like, please don't call me baby boy Ryu.
I am sorry, baby boy Ryu. Like the way she talks is so fucking terrifying. It's like, I have no time to look at men no more.
It is a really enjoyable game, though.
Dude, it feels like it just takes me back to like the N64 and
it's a good like popcorn game too, like where you can just eat a snack or something while you're playing it.
Yes.
You don't have to like think too hard or worry too hard. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, it starts getting deep once like you start looking for the mirror. Like or like because there's another mirror.
Oh shit!
But like once you start getting to that part and like have you figured out like the fighting and everything?
Not really. No, I haven't even gotten in a real fight. I've had a couple of people like try to jump me, and like my guy just beat the shit out of them with some like button mash sequences where it's like, you know, hit B really fast and your guy just beats the fuck out of them. But I haven't like gotten into like actual combat yet.
Oh, dude, well you're about to because you're looking for the sailors.
Yeah.
So like
no, the sailor's gonna try to fuck me up.
Not necessarily the
better
sailors,
not.
but you're about to have to fight, and
okay.
You haven't. If you go into the dojo, like you can do like a sparring session.
I have gone into the dojo, but nobody was there.
Okay.
Have you found the little weird keyholes behind the flags in the dojo?
Oh, those will be important later.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
okay, I was wondering about that. Did you get the flashback by the tree by the dojo, dude?
Which one?
If you walk up to that tree, he'll like reminisce and have this flashback where his dad was like teaching him karate and shit by the tree.
I think I did at the very beginning of the game. I can't remember, but it like have you tried like just opening random shit in the house?
Oh, bro, yeah. I'm just exploring like a motherfucker.
Oh my God, dude, it's so fun just opening shit, and like finding crazy shit, and you're like, oh, dude, I know where I need this for. I remember seeing this. And
it's really satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of excited to play through it just so I can get to 2.
Me too, just to see the updates.
I want to see like the upgrades they did with the mechanics because you already know it's going to be a little better. You know
dude.
Like, I know they have a mini map in 2, which it just would be fantastic if there was a fucking mini map in the first one. You know?
Oh yeah, and Nozomi or whatever.
I could get stuff done so much faster if I had a little mini map, dude.
Oh yeah. I can tell some shit's gonna go down with Nozomi or whatever. You know who I'm talking about? The florist girl.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, like
she's definitely giving me the eyes, bro.
Oh, she talks to you later. You'll see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, our guy's so confident. Like Ryu, he's just a confident ass.
He must be like a kid too. Yeah, because everybody's like, "Why aren't you in school?" And it's like, I look like I'm like 30, dude. You know what I mean?
No, he like just graduated high school, or they're at they're about to graduate high school, and like. Yeah, you'll see. Anyways, it's just one of those games that feels magical. Like, I feel like I'm reading Harry Potter when I'm playing it.
Yeah, I can see why it was so popular back in the day, for sure. Really enjoyable.
When it came out on the Dreamcast, it was actually the most expensive game ever made.
Really?
It was $48 million to make that game.
Dang.
Yeah, so, like, I've just been doing a lot of research on the game because I love it so much, but, like... $48 million, and it was supposed to be what saved the Dreamcast, but obviously that didn't happen.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
Still a good game.
But no games looked like that at the time. Like, other games that were coming out on console at that time were fucking Super Mario 64 and, like, shit like that. So these graphics were just, like, next level, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure. And like the time cycles and stuff were pretty next level too.
It's Majora's Mask, dude. Like straight up.
But before Majora's Mask, even, you know, it definitely has that Majora's Mask vibe though. The whole time you're playing, even like the way the town is laid out and the way people move around the town and stuff.
There's a lot of people in that game.
Yeah, dude, a lot of like independent characters and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive for like what they had available
at the time.
For them at the time.
Yeah, and it feels cohesive, and like I like the idea that like once you open up like new city parts or like there's more places that you'll end up going, but like whenever you leave the house in the morning, Or like it'll be like, do you just want to fast travel to this spot?
Well, it's a lot like, I mean, the gameplay itself is a lot like Persona 5, minus the like Pokemon type elements, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the actual like city walking around kind of thing is a lot like Persona. And that just goes to show you how good it is that you can basically take the same, you know, gameplay style and give it an updated graphics and it's like just as good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I don't know. That's cool to me. Like, it's still really fucking great game. I don't know. I'm excited to keep playing it.
Yeah, for sure. What are you playing?
So I was playing a little bit of that. Most of these games I've gotten about halfway through, so I'll probably just be playing the same stuff next week. I did finish Super Hot. I played Super Hot all the way through, like the normal Super Hot, not like the VR one. And that's interesting because I had played the VR one a long time ago. Because it's like one of the essential VR games or whatever. But I never played the normal one, and I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. And I started looking at it, and like I played it, and I didn't realize it was like a totally different game. You know what I mean?
Than like the VR version?
Than the VR version, yeah. It's like an entirely different game with like a different story and everything. And like, the story is fucking creepy, dude. Have you ever played it?
No, don't spoil it though, because I downloaded it to play it. I wanted to play through it.
I highly recommend it. The gameplay is fun and addictive once you get used to it. And the actual story has this like weird like Five Nights at Freddy's vibe to it or something. I don't know. It's really good. Like, it's better than I thought it would be. So I was really pleased with that. And it was like, it's one of those enjoyable games you can just kind of flick on and like play for like 15 minutes or 3 hours if you want, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all the reviews I read for it were really good, even like for the non-VR version.
Yeah, I mean, the VR version is also excellent. I think the VR version is better just because like the ability to like bend backwards and dodge bullets feels friggin' sick, you know what I mean? But you know, it's also really good. Also, like, the VR version's cool because you can like block bullets with stuff. Like, if there's a bullet coming at you, you can like stick an ashtray in front of it or something, and it'll just like explode. And
that's awesome.
You know. Yeah. So I played through that, and then I started playing Shenmue. You know, and then I was like, okay, I need a little more action. You know what I mean? I need to balance it out. So I started playing Metro Exodus, which is surprisingly good. There's a lot going for Metro Exodus. First of all, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Just like everything about it is just like visually stunning. Like the graphics are excellent. One thing I will say is like when I started playing it, like it looked a little weird, and I went into the visual setting, and there's like different like color ratio options, you know?
Yeah.
And I switched it to one. I forgot what it was called, but it was like not the default one. And it made everything look like 30 times more realistic and deep and colorful. You know what I mean? So I recommend going and playing with your settings a little bit in the video settings when you start playing this. But like, it's really good. The only problem I have with the game is that it takes like 5 minutes, literally, or more to load the game when you start it up. Like when you first boot up the game, it's like it does a little load screen, and I've sat there on Facebook for like literally 5 or 6 minutes just waiting for it to like load up. It's only the first time, like when you boot up the game, it's only the very first loading screen, but it's bad. But like the gameplay itself is really cool. It's kind of got like a Far Cry thing going for it. Like it takes you to all these little mini maps, right? So like you're on this, the core gameplay is like you're on this train and you're like traveling from one end of the fucking place to the other end of the fucking place. I'm not sure if you're in Russia or what, but you're in some foreign country with lots of different terrain, and you start off in this like snowy area, and it's like a not a huge map, but not a small map either. You know what I mean? Kind of like Dragon Age Inquisition, how there's like a bunch of like medium-sized maps, you know? So it starts you off in a map kind of like that, and then you get on the train and you go to like a different like swampy area. And then after that, you get on the train, and now I'm in like a desert area. So it keeps it fresh. There's all these like semi-open worlds with like different terrains and like little side missions you can do. And like it's all really beautiful, and like there's vehicles like in the desert world I'm in right now. There's like cars you can get and drive them around, and the vehicles feel really, really responsive and realistic. And like You have to have your mask on for the radiation and like everything. There's like really light like survival elements to the game. Like your guns get dirty, and if they get too dirty, they'll jam up, or your mask will, crack if it gets too damaged. And if it gets too cracked, it'll like get a hole in it, and you have to like put a patch over the hole. You know what I mean? And all this you can fix at like workbenches and stuff. I don't know. It's just got a lot of little things, like little details that take it from like a normal first-person shooter and just put it like a little notch above them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Wolfenstein 2 mixed with Far Cry 5. That's what I would compare it to. That's like almost exactly what I would say about it.
Nice. I think those little things would be a turnoff for me. I'd rather just play through a shooter.
I don't know, man. Like, it's not as bad as you'd think. Like, it actually... I don't know. I like it a lot.
I'll try it out.
It might not be for you, you know what I mean? But I think it's really, really good. And the story is engaging. It's better than the other two Metro games simply because the story is just more interesting and realistic. Like the other two kind of have these like weird supernatural like offshoots like halfway through the game where you start chasing down like demons and like lightning monsters and shit. And it's like this game, there's like references to all that, you know what I mean? But it's more or less like centered in reality. Yeah, like there's monsters and shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, the mutation monsters or whatever. But there's not like, space alien demon shits. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I like that.
So yeah, I played like half of that. I'm still playing that. But I also, yesterday I was at the mall and I went through GameStop and I was looking at all the games, and I saw this one game that I've been wanting to pick up for a while, and it was only like $13, and I was kind of looking at it, and Audra was like, oh, hey, I'll get it for you. And I was like, what? I was like, you're the best girlfriend ever. So she got me this game, and it's really sweet. It's called The Persistence. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. It's like a spaceship game in VR, where you're like on a fucking spaceship that's like procedurally generated, and there's like all these fucking scary-ass monsters running around the ship. It's one of the better like looking VR games I've ever played. Everything's like really like realistic and 3D, and it's scary as fuck. Like you hear all these monsters breathing really hard, and like there's these one monsters in the game called lurkers, and they like hide behind boxes and like wait for you to come around the corner, and they like jump on you and like start like stabbing you in the neck with like a syringe in VR.
Oh,
and
that sounds fun.
It's like the most terrifying shit of all time in VR. And like the way you like kill them is like your guy like jams his like fingers in their eyes, so it's like all like right in your face in VR. There's like these zombie things trying to like stab you in the neck, and you're just like jamming your fingers in their eyes. It's just like super brutal, but it's like really well done. I can't believe I only paid, or it was only $13. You know what I mean? Like,
do the animations get repetitive and stuff though?
No, not yet. Not for me yet. There's such enemy variety that like most of the time it's like, it's so mixed up on you. Yeah. There's like the big guys that are like the big daddies from BioShock kind of, and they're like have big ass glowing fists and they like punch the fuck out of you. And then there's like normal zombies, and then there's like this one zombie that doesn't have like eyes, but he just hears everything, but they have a gun, so they just kind of stand there, and if they hear you, they like turn in your direction and like start shooting. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
It's really cool in VR because
what's the
like
point,
everything
though? Are you just
really
trying
good.
To get out of the ship?
Yeah, you're trying to get from like floor to floor, and there's like an overlaying like story too, which is really, I don't know, so far it's interesting. I was just too scared to keep playing last night, frankly. Like I played for like a few hours and I was like, okay, this game is fucking terrifying. I gotta go back to Shenmue for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But cool. It's really, really good. And if you have a PlayStation VR, it's only like $14 at GameStop, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, whoever decided to make those little syringe guys is fucking evil, dude.
Nice.
And I played it sitting on the floor. This is the first time I've ever tried to like just sit on my floor and play VR, because I was kind of lazy. Usually I get a chair and I get it all set up and fancy, and I was like, fuck it this time. I just threw the camera on a little stool, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it sitting on the floor. And it was like so easy. I'm going to start just playing everything on the floor, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been playing, yeah.
All right, I like that. Some variety. let us know what you've been playing in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast. And we're going to jump on over to the topic of the show, guys, the meat and potatoes. And this week's episode is our top 10 Wii games.
That's right. We're going back to our consoles of
yesteryear.
Yeah.
So this one is really easy to do because this is like a console where the cream, rises to the top because there was so much shovelware and just complete bullshit on this console. Though it was one of the best-selling consoles of all time, it did have its fair share of trash. But there were also some gems. Some gems. And we're going to jump into those because the Wii was basically what I got, when the 360 came out. The first thing I got was the Wii, and then I transitioned to the 360, kind of like how I did with GameCube over to Xbox.
Right.
So I had spent a lot of time with my Wii. But anyway, so let's start with number 10. You want me to go? You want to go?
I can kick it off.
Okay, take us there.
So my number 10 is going to be a game called Mad World.
That's my number 9.
A lot of people missed this one, but it was a really good game. It's black and white, and it had this cool, like, comic book aesthetic, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like a third-person, like, beat-em-up kind of game. Like, you had, like, a chainsaw for an arm and, like, a gun. And it was just, like, super bloody. And, like, there were really epic boss fights and shit. It was just, like, a cool game. Like, a cool...
It was very artsy. The aesthetic was what really drew everybody in, and also the fact that it was, like, a really brutal, M-rated game on the Wii. Mm-hmm. I actually bought it when it came out because it was, like, one of the only things I had to look forward to on the Wii. It was pretty exciting. It's kind of like, imagine, like, Escape from LA or Escape from New York, like, that type of feel of a game. Like, you're in this weird, game show, like a TV game show where they just, like, you have to, like, murder each other. So I guess it wouldn't be Escape from LA. It'd be more like Battle Royale type situation.
Yeah,
but,
that was interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it kind of like it's on my top 10 list because there's, like I said, there's not that many great games. But this one, it was decent. It was a decent game. It deserves number 9. You got 10 on yours, so
yeah.
What's
your 10?
My number 10 is The House of the Dead Overkill.
Yeah.
I played a lot of this when I also had nothing else to play on my Wii. But this one was actually fun. Like, I enjoyed playing it because, like, you just play through all the story, and, like, it was just imagine, like, being at the arcade and playing Carnival or, anything like that. It was just that, but at home.
The only light gun game I was really into for the Wii was that Dead Space one. Did you play the Dead Space?
I did. Is that what you got for number?
No, it's not even on my list. But that game was fucking tight.
It was. We'll talk about it more later.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got for number 9?
So number 9 for me... I'm actually going to switch my 7 and my 9 because now that I'm looking at it, it just doesn't make any sense. So number 9 for me is going to be Punch-Out for the Wii.
Nice.
Yeah. Punch-Out's,
it was a good game.
It's good on every generation. You know what I mean? I'm really kind of surprised they haven't done one for Switch yet. You know what I mean? Because it would work with the little motion controls. That's what made it so cool on Wii. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially whenever the what was the little thing called? The little attachment to the Wiimotes. The
Wii Motion Plus.
Wii Motion Plus. Yeah, that was like a big sell on that. And I remember that game was actually really popular.
It was good.
Super popular.
They did a good job with it.
Definitely. What's number 8 for you? Since we already know my 9 is Mad World.
Okay. So number 8 for me is going to be Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
So I never played it. I kind of lost my interest in Metroid Prime after 2. I was like, I don't want to play this on the Wii, even though I heard it was great.
Well, see, most of my games like utilize the Wii Motion Plus in some way, shape, or form, and this is one that really did it well. Also, I like that it's not as hard as Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 2 was almost too hard at some parts.
That's kind of why I stopped playing, because I was like, I just never was in the mood for that. You know, like we were in.
It was too Dark Soulsy with the second one, and 3 kind of toned down the difficulty a little bit. I think maybe to like compensate for people trying to use the motion controls and not being good at it, you know.
Yeah.
But I think they tuned it down a little too much. But that's okay with me, because like I'm one of those people that likes to just blast through a game and just feel like I'm God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Metroid Prime 3 might be my favorite Metroid Prime, aside from the DS one. I think the DS one was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Number 8 for me is Dead Space Extraction.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I played a lot of this one. This one's better than the House of the Dead. Overkill.
This one had like a good story kind of woven into it.
It was a prequel to the original Dead Space, and like it was one of the only games I could play on my Wii where like I got a decent storyline, and there was like decent action, and the game itself was brutal and M-rated. You know, like whenever you're a teenager, you're looking for these M-rated games. You know, you don't want like the little kid games. You know, that's just how you felt at that time. But you know, anyway, so Dead Space, great game. What you got for number 7?
So number 7 for me is going to be Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Ah, nice. That's also on my list, but way further up.
Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, you know, my thing is, like, there's nothing too super duper original about this game, you know? I mean, it's just...
But that's what sells it. The fact that it's not super duper original, it's just bringing back a classic.
Donkey Kong Country, you know, but, you know, they did it so well, you know? I mean, it's great. And like, there are other games in a similar fashion that didn't make my list, like the new Super Mario Bros. Or whatever. Like, that's not even on my top 10. You know what I mean? And they basically did the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just think,
sure.
I don't know, something about the way they did Donkey Kong. I just like the look and the style and like the music and stuff. It's just got a lot going for it.
Definitely. Retro games came in clutch, you know. Number 7 for me is Resident Evil 4, which was another one. I had beat this on GameCube, but I bought it for Wii as well. And the Wii port was actually decent. It was really good.
I liked the Wii port a little better than the GameCube one because the motion controls. Yeah,
it was cool.
A lot of people really didn't like the motion controls, but I was all about that shit.
Well, they set it up pretty well with Resident Evil 4. It felt right.
My thing is, like, the GameCube kind of felt wonky to me when I was using the GameCube controller for some reason. I don't know why. Especially going back now.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what
I can imagine so.
But, like, the Wii felt more natural. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Something about it. And it had a little more processing power. So I was like...
Yeah, for sure. Number 6. What you got for number 6?
Ooh, number 6 for me is Mario Party 8.
Ooh, that's not on my list.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a good one. And Mario Party 8, in my opinion, was the last of, like, the real Mario parties, at least until recently. You know, 9 and 10. 9 is when they switched over to the, like, everybody jumps in the same car and moves at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And 10 did the same thing. And I hate that shit.
Same.
I fucking hate that. I want to move independently. I want to do it like a fucking board game. And I just feel like 8 was the last. Everybody criticized 8 because they're like, oh, more of the same. But it's like, you know what? Some of us want more of the same. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Number 6 for me is the game that you said isn't on your list. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I had a lot of fun with this game.
Well, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating.
It was fun to go into it because it felt like playing a classic Mario, but with your friends.
I was about to say, it's a lot of fun multiplayer. That was a good one to, like, just bust out the little, you know, sideways controllers and hand them out, you know?
Oh, yeah. And this was before the brand New Super Mario Bros. Got run into the fucking ground. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was like, it was not a game you want to play on your own. I
don't know. I played through it on my own and had a good time.
I did not, or in my opinion, just because it didn't have the typical like Mario gravity. Like it felt like way more floaty. Everybody felt floaty.
That's very true.
And then like you know, it was visually cute and stuff. Like the first, you know, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I remember playing with my teacher even because he was like a nerd and stuff, and he was really cool. And we just ended up playing Super Mario Bros. Wii together. It was great. Anyways, what you got for number 5?
Okay, number 5's kind of a weird one for me, but I just fucking love this game, especially on the Wii. Scarface, The World Is Yours.
Really? That's the one that's like kind of Grand Theft Auto-y.
Yeah, it's actually, in my opinion, it's better than like some of the older Grand Theft Auto games. You know what I mean? It had a lot going for it. It actually, like, the game itself picks up where the Scarface movie ends, but instead of Tony Montana like dying in a blaze of glory, he like manages to kill everybody and escape. And so it like goes on from there, and like you have to rebuild your empire as Tony Montana, and it's got all these like it's got all the classic Grand Theft Auto tropes. It just rips it off and steals it, but it does it in a way that's not trying to be like original, like Saints Row or something. I mean, it's just like a direct rip off of Grand Theft Auto, but it's got the Scarface, thing going for it. So if you're a fan of the movies or whatever, this is right up your alley. The gunplay feels really good with the motion controls, and like the driving feels good, and the city is like a big open world, and there just wasn't a lot of that on the Wii.
No,
you know what
absolutely
I mean?
not.
There was maybe Driver or something like that was on Wii, but other than that, I mean...
No, and the Driver that was on the Wii was like a cel-shaded shitty game.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, so I mean, it was one of the few games like that. If you wanted something like that, there just wasn't much options on the Wii.
For sure. Number 5 for me was Wii Sports.
Wii Sports is on my list too.
Yeah, it's gotta be
a little higher.
It's a classic, dude. Wii Sports, so many like late nights hanging out with friends, like playing tennis, fucking bowling.
All the little games on there were so fun. The bowling, I played the shit out of that bowling, dude.
Oh, dude, Wii Sports, just outside of like our late nights and stuff, it was a zeitgeist at the time. Like Wii Sports was fucking huge, dude.
Everybody played that shit.
Everybody, fucking
Even
grandmas were
play
playing
video games. Yeah, I went to an old folks home one time, and they were having like a bowling night there with the Wii Sports.
That's so cute. I can picture it now. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's the beauty of Wii Sports, is it brought everyone together, and it had some realism to it. And the reason why I know this is because Aaron Brown is a fucking like friend of the show, friend of us. He was on the show. That's the reason why I say friend of the show.
Yeah, of course.
But he's a phenomenal tennis player, and he could fucking wreck shop in that game. He could get top spin and shit. Like, it was like crazy.
Yeah, that's what made the game so great. Even like the boxing and stuff felt kind of accurate. Like, you'd do a hook and it would throw a hook. I mean, it was just kind of like, whoa, this motion control technology is like pretty good. It showcased it really well with that.
Definitely,
I mean?
the ultimate showcase.
That's what they were trying to do. They just want to like, hey, check this out, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Look what you can do now.
Yeah.
I agree. That was fucking awesome.
Number
4
for you.
So number 4 for me is another kind of weird one. This game is called Red Steel 2.
That was a great game. Red Steel was cool.
Dude,
yeah.
That was my shit.
It's like Samurai Cowboy, basically.
Samurai Cowboy. That's the best way to describe it. It's like you have like a 6-shooter and like a fucking ninja sword and all kinds of other weapons, and it's like it had like a Borderlands-y kind of like aesthetic, and like it looked really good for what it was, And like everything was like really bright and red and stuff, and like when you're killing people, you got like combo counters and stuff, and like you swung your fucking sword around like an actual sword with your like Wii controller.
Yeah, anywhere you moved it. It was like VR before VR.
It was like VR before VR. And I think that's why I liked it so much, because it was so responsive. You know what I mean? First of all, like the shooting was really good. The movement was really good. The combat just was excellent.
Yeah, and that also took advantage of the Wii Motion Plus. Yeah. That was a big part of it.
Totally.
If you bought the game, I think it came with it. Like if you bought it physically. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously you had to buy it physically back then. Yeah. My bad. Anyways, number 4 for me is Donkey Kong Country Returns. We already talked about this, but
it's a good one. The hot one.
At this point, we had gone an entire console generation without a traditional Donkey Kong game, and this brought lots of tears to my eyes. Just up late at night crying.
I just hope one day we get another 3D Donkey Kong game, because I have a soft spot for Donkey Kong 64. I know it's not everybody's favorite game, but I fucking love that game, and I would love to see some other 3D like open world.
I'm sure we'll get something like that.
I would love it. But I'll buy that game day one when that comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Anyways, yeah, that's my number 4.
So my number 3 is going to be The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. This game, in my opinion, we talk about all these other games that make use of the Wii Motion Plus. This game did it the best. The way you fucking handle that sword and the way your enemies like block high and you have to attack low and like you're stabbing and you're swiping and you're spinning around, it was just awesome. Once you like got good with the Wii Motion Plus sword, you felt like fucking Link, just going from dungeon to dungeon, just stabbing fools and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, and canonically, the first game in the timeline.
Really?
Yeah, that's because they make the Master Sword in that game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So apparently, according to the Hyrule Historia, which I have, that's the first story in the story of Zelda.
Interesting.
Very weird.
I really like the way they did it too, with everything being in the air and you have like your little bird you fly around on and like flapping your like arms to make the bird like fly higher.
It's funny.
It just felt great, you know.
It's the BioShock Infinite of Zelda.
I was actually just about to say that. It feels like that.
Number 3 for me is one that I'm sure will be on yours, Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Of course.
But it's number 3, so I imagine yours is going to be higher.
Yeah.
But this game, I unlocked like every fucking possible thing. This is the one where it had like the little like it shows like little glass cases and like little hammer breaks it open whenever you unlock stuff. I unlocked everything.
Me too.
Everything, dude. And like played so much. This had Snake in it, Sonic, you know, like brought
U2 and shit.
Oh
dude.
yeah, dude.
It was
a good
so
game.
Next level, dude.
So many people slept on this game. Everyone says like
everybody's like Melee is the best one, dude. Fuck you,
yeah,
bro.
Brawl was just the only problem with Brawl is that the tripping thing happens where like you'll just randomly trip and fall down for no reason. But other than that, this game brought the heat, dude. And
dude,
like,
that was it's still one of my favorite games of all time. It's my number 2, by the way.
Okay, so yeah,
you know, just so you know.
And it like I got so good with the Wiimote, dude. Like I don't care what anybody says, the Wiimote was the perfect way to play it.
Fuck playing with the Wiimote,
sideways.
Dude.
That dude, I fucking was killer, dude.
You're one of few people that I know that can play with that shit sideways. I'd rather play with the little Switch Joy-Con sideways any day of the week.
The Switch Joy-Con over the Wii Mote?
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck no, dude. The Wii Mote was thick. It was a brick in your hand,
bro, the
dude.
Switch Joy-Con has a thumbstick on it. And it's got bumpers.
Yeah, but this was a time when it didn't matter.
What does the Wiimote have? It's got a fucking weird B button on the back that you gotta like hit with your fucking middle finger, like
which I got so used to. Like fucking you don't even know. Anyways, yeah, so Super Smash Bros. Brawl, number 3 for me, number 2 for you.
Yeah.
So number 2 for me is Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii, dude. This is another game where I probably put at least 100 hours into this game. Like I spent way too much fucking time on this game trying to gold out my license. I did it. I remember the day that I finished everything on my license and was just like, fuck yeah.
Mario Kart Wii was a really good one. I feel like, you know, it was innovative, you know, like 8 and like the more recent one, you know what I mean? Like it's all just kind of like the same, you know what I mean? It's the same shit, you know what I mean?
Dude, Wii was so different to me though. Like I don't know why, but like I played 8, or I own 8, and I don't really care for it. Like, but Mario Kart Wii, and I think it's because in Mario Kart Wii you saw like the achievements happening. Like there was like a list or like your license, you know, you could gold it out. Like I've beaten all of the pre's on the Switch or like Mario Kart 8, but it doesn't do anything. It's just like you just keep unlocking like new cars and stuff like that, which I don't care for.
Yeah. My thing is like I only really like to play Mario Kart with my friends, and even then I'm not that good at it, so it never makes my top 10 list. Like I enjoy Mario Kart, but it's just not a top 10 game for me. You know what I mean?
I feel that. What's number uno, dude? What's your number 1?
Number uno for me?
Yeah, dude.
Wii Sports.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
The number 1, dude. Whacking that tennis ball will forever have bonded me with friends that I will have for the rest of my life, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
That shit is just fucking... It brought people together, dude.
They should have had in Wii Sports, they should have had swimming. I feel like that would have been interesting, like to do like freestyle relays and stuff.
I feel like the only thing Nintendo's ever done that's brought people together more than Wii Sports was like Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Those are 2 times of world peace. But yeah, so number 1 for me, anybody who was stranded with just a Wii back in the day will be able to relate to me and will understand what I'm talking about when the Conduit was our fucking Halo. That's all we had, dude.
I forgot about the Conduit, bro.
Dude, the Conduit
that game was hot, bro. Holy shit.
It was like the best looking Wii game there was. It's a first person shooter,
It had co-op too, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't have co-op.
Oh, I thought it did.
No, it had multiplayer though. It
had
online multiplayer with there was like a little thing called like the Wii Speak or whatever. So like that was the only way you could like talk to people.
Shit, dude.
And oh my god, dude, I played so much of that. I'd have like, and let me set the scene for you, set the mood. I have fucking Homesick by A Day to Remember playing on a CD player behind me. While I just bought the CD from Hastings, I popped it in. I'm sitting there with my Wii, playing online,
fresh
just fucking,
from Hastings, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, just fucking wrecking shop online. But like whenever you're playing this, like the campaign, the game is about like these aliens called like the Drudge, like taking over the planet, and you're like an FBI agent, like. It's very, very crazy.
I actually remember the game. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was a great game.
It had good gunplay too for like what it was.
For what it was, yeah, it was the best shooter on the Wii. And it was probably better than some of the games on the 360 at the time.
Totally.
Some of the shooters, I enjoyed it. It's a good game. Anyways,
and that's another one that I feel like you could use motion controls with, right?
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing, like throwing grenades, like you had to reach over behind you and like chunk your grenade.
See, all the best games on the Wii had like fucking legit motion controls applied to it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and you could use the whatchamacallit gun, like where you plug your Wiimote into it.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. You could like walk around with it and then like shoot, and then like if you want to throw a grenade, you like chunk the. It is cool.
That's awesome.
It was so cool, dude. Next level. Anyway, so that's our top 10 Wii games of all time. Let us know what horrible games from the Wii that you played, because if none of these are on your top 10, your top 10 probably looks really bad. But anyways, so let's jump on over to the People's Champ.
Wait, before that.
Oh wait, I
have honorable mentions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. We didn't. You got to mention Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Carnival Games. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I forgot about Super Mario Galaxy. I didn't even play it. Like
they're good
because
they're very good. They're just like, it's just not for me. You know?
Yeah,
what
it's
I mean?
not my thing.
But they are very, very good games, and I feel like they deserve to be mentioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, WarioWare Smooth Moves.
That was a good game.
That game was fucking sick. It was really fun with people, like friends.
I like how it's named after diarrhea.
This is the first Nintendo console we've done where the Paper Mario game that came out for it didn't make my list.
No, it was not good.
No, it was good. Super Paper Mario was fucking excellent, dude. You're tripping if you think that Super Paper Mario.
I just wasn't into that type of game at the time. Like everybody was like on Call of Duty 2 and 3 and all this stuff.
Super Paper Mario is just as good as like Thousand Year Door or any of those, I feel like.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Also,
Silent Hill Shattered Memory.
Well, that was a decent game.
It was a good one, and it was cool because like the game like kind of kept track of what kind of decisions you were making and what objects you interacted with in the game, and then like taunted you with it later. So like adapted to you and like psychologically fucked with you as like the game went on. I don't know, it was kind of cool. It was more or less like a reimagining of like the first Silent Hill game.
I remember it. The graphics were horrible, but it was...
That's what kind of kept me from putting it on my actual list, is like how bad it looked.
Everything looked bad on the Wii, though, except for the Conduit.
But it had a lot going for it other than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There was also like Manhunt on the Wii.
Yeah.
You could use your Wiimote to...
I know that was really controversial because because you were using the Wiimote to like stab people with screwdrivers and shit. I remember that being on the news, like
Oh, yeah, dude.
This new game, you actually have to mime the act of stabbing someone to do it. It's like,
cool.
Come on, guys.
Hell yeah. It's a video game. It's fantasy.
But anyways, yeah, that's what I got there.
Cool.
Not much, but
yeah. So take us to People's Champ, Brent. Take
I
us
got a couple. I got a champ here. I got the champ.
Who's the champion?
I can tell you who the champion is. It is John Hightower.
What? What's up, Johnny?
Hold up. Let me find this.
Johnny H. Tower. If you like ever wrote a novel, that should be your like your pin name. Johnny H. Tower, dude.
Okay, so John left us quite a few good questions, which is, why he's going to be the champ today, because we've got so much to think about because of John. But the question that I think earns John the right to be called the champ. I'm going to read it to you right now. If someone you loved was killed in front of you, but someone created a copy of them that was perfect right down to the atomic level, would they be the same person, and would you love them just as much?
No.
No.
I mean, do they have the same memories?
That's what I want to know.
Like, do they remember all the times we had together?
I mean, I think if it's down to the atomic level, then they probably somehow have all the memories and stuff in plan. Because I think that's what's really important.
But what if the soul exists? And it's something outside of not that I technically believe that, but I'm saying, what if? Like down to the molecular level, that might not carry over like that spirit.
All right. Let me ask you it this way.
Okay.
Let's say we're sitting right here, right?
Okay.
And Brittany walks in here.
Okay. Brittany just walked in.
Fucking huge anvil falls through the ceiling
God.
And completely squishes her flat like a pancake.
Wile E. Coyote.
Okay. But less than 30 seconds later, I open up a little fucking thing that's like a refrigerator, and a new Brittany steps out, and she's like, "Yo, Jamel, what's going on? What's up with that anvil over there?" And she's just acting like just totally normal.
I feel like there'd be this darkness behind my like every like feeling towards that new version of Brittany.
Would you like resent her? Like,
I'd almost be afraid of it. Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to look at it the same way. I would be caught in between of like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're here, but at the same time, you're not Brittany. Like, no matter what.
I think I could look past it. I think I could get over it if the emotions and the feelings and like the way they act was exactly the same. I think I could get over it.
Yeah.
The question is, how would your clone react to finding out that it
just
had
died?
A clone that just died? Like, I don't know. There's a lot going on with that question.
Yeah, wouldn't it have like existential
That's
like
what I'm saying.
issues
Would
of
it
its
turn
own?
into like Black Mirror, the new season, episode 3?
What if it
Like,
slowly like starts to be a little bit different like over the years? Like it starts to take a turn that the old version wouldn't take.
But see, how would you know that the old version wouldn't take that turn?
Because
at that point, you just kind of have to like accept that this was. See, it kind of goes down to like Rick and Morty on that one episode where they die and like the whole Earth dies, so they just go to like a planet where they died and they like take their place and nobody knows the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
feel that.
Would it really be that much different if everything was the same?
That's true.
You know,
except for that one little thing, which in this case is Maldale. No, just no. Anyways.
So thanks, John.
Here's
some more from John. We got some other really good questions from John.
Okay.
John says, "Is it better for a person to have broad knowledge base, or to have a broad knowledge base, or a deep knowledge base?"
I would say a deep knowledge base. The older I get, the more I think that having one thing that you're really good at is more important than having a bunch of things that you're kind of shitty at but okay at. You know?
Yeah, I want to say the same thing, but at the same time, I have more of a broad knowledge base than a deep knowledge base.
I'm not saying I have one. No. I'm just saying that the people that I respect and the people that I look up to most have one thing that they're really good at. Like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is fucking...
That's a great example.
He is the best at what he does. He is Jackie Chan. Dane Cook, he is the best at what he does.
Yeah, it's like Bruce Lee said, fear not the man who's practiced 1,000 kicks, but the man who has practiced one kick 1,000 times.
Hell yeah. I think it's 10,000, but I'll
something
take
like
that.
Yeah, whatever. No, don't quote me on that.
But no, like that's exactly what I mean. Like everyone that like I respect you know, like on that type of level, and who I would love to be like has been like on it for that one thing, you know, and eventually they branch off and do other things, you know, like how Mike Tyson, you know, has pigeons, you know. Eventually you get good at other things, but you have to master that one thing first before you can move on to that next thing, you know. So I like that. That's very, very philosophical.
Yeah, I agree. So we got some more from John. He says, is it better to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond?
Welcome to philosophical speak. No.
I'm thinking big fish in a small pond, because then you don't have any like natural predators, you know?
Yeah, we're thinking on like a legit...
I'm thinking on like a biological level, like if I'm actually a fish in a pond, you know?
It's really tough, because if you're looking at it in like a literal
yeah.
way,
I'm
like,
looking very literal at this.
Okay.
No metaphors here.
No metaphors. Okay, so Brent's going literal. I'll have to go metaphor as usual. I'm gonna say that it's better to be a small fish in a big pond because there's more opportunity, though there's more danger.
Yeah, but if you're the big fish in the small pond,
then you're just like that one kid that thinks you're the best at Smash Brothers, but's never played online.
But you are the best if you're in a small pond. You know what I'm
Until
saying?
they create internet in the pond and you can play with other ponds, and then they find out you suck.
When that time comes, you know.
So, yeah, dude, I'm fucking good at Smash Bros. You want to link cables, dude?
Okay, let's see. More philosophy with John.
Okay. I like this. This should just
too.
be
This
a
should be a
fucking
segment,
thing.
yeah.
Philosophy with John.
What 2 questions would you ask to get to the most information about who a person truly is?
Oh, that's tough. That's like, you can't just spring that on me. What do you got?
Let me think about this. What 2 questions? What's your favorite TV show? Because I feel like that says a lot about you as a person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, what do you enjoy watching? You know what I mean? Like, what do you spend your time out of your day, hours out of your day to consume? You know what I mean? I feel like that speaks a lot about like your interests and stuff.
I think to find out about a person, which I actually do this a lot. Like whenever I'm really interested in figuring out something about someone, I'll just be like, what's your goal? Like who do you want to become? You know, like not necessarily like you're not good as who you are, but like where do you see yourself in like your dreams? Like, you know, like I feel like not enough people are asked that, or like, you know, not enough people.
What would your answer to that be?
Probably like just successful in one thing, and probably this, you know, like I want to be a successful like YouTuber / you know, podcaster. I just want to be really good at it, and to the point to where people respect it in a way that they're like, wow, that guy really put the time in, you know,
I like that.
Put the effort into it. And
I like that. That's a good question to get to know people, I feel like, because you can kind of like gauge their ambitions and stuff. But then again, you know, you might meet somebody who just doesn't really have any ambition.
But that is the ambition. That's my thing. Is like
to not have ambitions.
Yeah, if it's like that even tells me more about that person. Yeah, it tells me that they have contentment, which is happiness. You know, so it's like, okay, if this person doesn't have goals, like, and they say it in a way that's like, I don't really, you know, I'm just kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah.
In a way that isn't like, oh man, life sucks. Then I'm like, okay, that person's better off than I am, because I'm so worried about becoming what I want to become that they're just happy.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the kind
that's
of
deep. I didn't even think about it like that.
So it's like asking that, like, what's your goal? What do you want to become? And then, you know, do you like video games?
Right. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Bye. No, I'm just kidding.
that first question I asked? Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Should have asked this question first, actually.
Fuck your goals, dude. Fuck your dreams.
So thank you, John.
Seriously, thank you. Those were awesome.
All the really good questions. We also have Chad here.
What's up, boy?
What's up, boy? Chad
Baby
says
boy
to
Chad.
him, baby boy Chad.
How you been, man?
He says, "Who do you think will win the next console war?" Stadia. No, I'm just
oh
kidding.
my god. Stadia. Streaming.
No.
I think if Xbox doesn't pick up their fucking game, then PlayStation again. But
I don't know, man. I think this is going to be the season of Xbox.
I'm tired of getting my hopes up like that,
I'm
dude.
hoping, man. But this time, I think I'm going to wait a little bit before I jump. I say that. I'm going to buy one right when they
You're going to buy
come.
whichever
buy it,
console
like,
comes out
day.
first.
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening. I'm just going to buy the first one that comes out, probably.
I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to hold off until both the PlayStation and the Xbox One are out this time, because I have a next-gen console, and it's called the Nintendo Switch.
Hey!
So, like, I mean, it's not that I'll be behind, but I want to see what people say, and not just what people say. I want to see what Microsoft and Sony have to say about what's going to happen. If Sony comes out and they're like, we're super supporting PlayStation VR 2, we got all of these, like, super awesome exclusives coming, and then Microsoft is like, we got Ori and the Blind Forest too. I'm going to fucking throw my Xbox out the fucking window. And, like...
I'm sure they're working on something bigger and better. I'm surely.
Hopefully. Anyways.
At least they got Double Fine on their side now. We at least have that working for us.
Yeah, we got Psychonauts, but that's not even an exclusive
I'm
yet.
not even just talking about Psychonauts. Like, I'm talking about, like, the next thing they put out. Because Double Fine puts out fire, dude.
They put out fire, but it's typically small fires. It's not going to be this first party, like, fucking, like, you're not going to get Gears of War level type game out of Double Fine.
But you will. I mean, they're like above, like a step above indie, though. They're not like.
But I'm not going to buy a console for it.
No.
Like, I wouldn't buy a console for Castle Crashers.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Castle Crashers is a bad example, though. I mean, they're
I wouldn't buy a console for Psychonauts. Like, if I got,
I'm not saying you would, but it does add a tremendous amount of value to Game Pass.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But if I can get Game Pass on my PC, which I can, and also have my PlayStation, with exclusives, real exclusives, then fuck it. I'll just fucking go with PlayStation this time.
Yeah.
I wish I would have this past time so my hands would be used to playing with a PlayStation controller. Because I'm going to have to restart from the bottom up.
That's why PlayStation didn't even go to E3 this year, because everybody was already just counting Xbox out. They're like, fuck it, dude. Everybody's already going to buy a PlayStation.
Why waste money at a convention?
I'm not counting out Xbox just yet.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
you know
not.
What
I'm saying we'll see at this next E3. I think this next E3 will be the absolute like this is the telltale sign of what's to come from each console.
Next E3 is going to be fucking lit. Bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
I can already tell you right now, like, this E3 was alright. It wasn't very good compared to, like, I feel like last year was pretty fire compared to this year. I don't know. I just think next year's E3 is going to be great.
Oh, it will be.
So we got Jacob Lee Taylor here. He says to us,
Jacob Taylor.
He says to us, what is the meaning of life?
So we have another philosophical question here. The meaning of life is whatever you want it to be, in my opinion.
I think the meaning of life, in my opinion, is just to be as happy as possible, as much as possible.
I like your philosophy there. The problem,
because at the end of the day, what else matters?
That's true.
The happiness of others, maybe. But I feel like at that point, it's just an extension of, like,
you being happy.
Yeah.
Because if you're not happy, you can't make other people happy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing about it is like, like at the end of the day, we're all going to go into the dirt, like we're all going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't get too caught up, even in the same things that I was talking about earlier, trying to become something crazy.
Yeah.
The only reason I like that idea is because it's like you only live this one life, so like do you ever have that weird feeling where you're like, oh, maybe I should be in school, or maybe I should do this, or you know.
I've been having that feeling a lot lately, actually. And it's very specific. I feel like I should be like training like in martial arts or something. I know that sounds absolutely crazy.
No, you're right. It's like finding that one thing that you're supposed to do.
It's been like a calling for me lately. Like I can't stop thinking about it. Like, and yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday. I was at the Bryan College Station Mall, the Post Oak Mall over there.
Yeah.
And I was walking around, and they have a whole ass like MMA training place in the mall. And I went in there, and like they had a guy that was like an ex like UFC guy, and he was like teaching people like jiu-jitsu and shit. And I was like, dude, I want to learn this shit so bad. I just saw all the people like rolling around and like just learning shit, and I'm like, dude, I would love to learn that shit. You know what I mean?
I would totally go to a school with you. There's plenty of them here in Conroe area. There's actually a gym. There's a boxing gym.
I think that would be a lot of fun too. I don't think I would be technically as good at that as I would be at like jiu-jitsu,
rolling around.
But I think
you gotta have two different things.
I think I would have more fun boxing, but I think I would be better at jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? But I think it would be fun to learn both. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure which one I would enjoy more at the end of the day. You know?
Well, I was gonna say the boxing gym is only $50 a month. Really? So like most MMA gyms are like 100 something to like almost $200 a month.
Yeah.
This boxing gym is like legit, and it's only $50 a month.
That'd be really cool, dude.
Just to try it out.
We gotta go check it out, man. That'd be fun.
We should just become boxers, dude, while we're being podcasters.
That's the thing. Like you talk about, you know, you only have one life, and it's like I feel like I really want to do it, but there's a part of me that's kicking myself for not like getting interested in doing it like years ago. Because I could be so much further, you know, ahead of where I am now in progress. You know what I mean? If I had like jumped straight from like swimming into boxing, you know what I mean, and like already been in decent shape, you know what I mean? And then
but that's that other thing. That's that other quote where it's like the best time to do it was then, but now the next best time to do it is now. You know, it's like
wow, yeah, for sure. See, and I gotta stop thinking about it like that because it's kind of like a mental block, like, oh, you shouldn't even do it because like you know, you missed your prime or your opportunity to like be the best you can be, you know what I mean?
Which isn't true though, because I mean, aren't there fighters who are like 40 something in the UFC?
But most of them have been fighting since they're like early 20s, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but technically you're not early 20s.
If you think about it, I probably avoided a lot of like wear and tear that other people probably have accumulated over their years of, you know,
that or you could have like a weird like just natural affinity for fighting that you don't know about.
That's the thing, I would never know because like the only fights I've ever been in have been just like little fights that are over in seconds. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah, man.
You know, I would never know if I didn't like train and try. You know?
There's a guy that comes to my gym. His name is Jeff. Young guy. He's like maybe like 24 or 25, but he just started like 2 years ago. He works like 3 jobs, has kids and a wife, and like goes every night to roll and works out at the gym. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. See, like some people want it, man.
Yeah, that's what I told Audra. I was like, that's another thing. If I started doing it, I feel like I would do it every day. You know, it's not something I would just go like once a week and like, you know, I would probably find a set time. And that's why I would want to do it in Huntsville or somewhere where it's like I could just, you know, jump up and go straight over there. You know what I mean?
Doesn't Ironworks have like an MMA class or something?
Maybe. I want to do something legit though. You know, I want to learn from somebody who's like got real experience. You know what I mean? That can like really teach me.
If anybody in Huntsville knows a fighter or somebody who teaches,
I'm down for the boxing thing, like you were talking about. That sounds interesting.
You down for that, dude? We should definitely.
That sounds really great. Yeah.
It's like right around the corner from here, so we should go check that out. Or I'm pretty sure we'll check it out.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. Anyways, yeah. So
we got one more. Deborah Janine Lewis says,
Deborah,
are you excited about Halo coming to PC?
So, as someone whose PC can handle it, yes. Why? I don't know. I just like the idea of being able to play Halo on something other than my Xbox. Like, just to see that is going to be weird. It's going to be a weird feeling.
See, I've played Halo so many times. I just don't care.
Are you saying you don't only care about Halo? What's wrong with you? No, I've played the Master Chief Collection so many times. You know, that's one of those things that we should probably do as like a Let's Play. We should play through every Halo game in co-op.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, like
down.
Just like from front to back. Well, except for the 5th game because you can't play split screen on that one. But the rest of them. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Yeah. So thanks for
I'm not.
Those Brent's not excited.
But I appreciate the question. I'm excited about your question. So there you go.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking us questions, guys. It means a lot to us. We're gonna jump on over to This Week in Gaming History to wrap up the show. Brent, take us back, dog.
I'm taking us back to the wonderful year of 2001.
Which console?
This is what's interesting about this week. Is it's both the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. The first game is for PlayStation 2. Came out on June 18th, 2001. It's a driving game.
Wait. So it was on both consoles?
No. Sorry, the next game I'm about to talk about. Sorry.
Why'd you even say that?
Just forget I said anything.
Why'd you do that?
Just
kidding.
Just forget I said anything about that.
Okay, so it's on the PS2, 2001, driving game. 2001. God, that's so hard. There's so many driving games back then. Is
Not
it
like
strictly
this.
like racing?
No.
Okay, so is it driver?
No.
Oh wait.
It's like if I tell you anything else, it'll just give it away.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto.
No. No. It's like you're only in cars the whole game.
But it's not racing.
Not racing.
Is it Spy Hunter?
There's some racing elements, I think, in some parts of the game, but not really.
Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
But which Twisted Metal?
I don't remember what it was called back then.
Black. Twisted Metal Black.
I thought Twisted Metal Black came out on like the Xbox or the PlayStation 3 or something.
No, maybe. I don't know. It might have been like re-released or something, but I know it came out on June 18th, 2001 for PS2.
Nice. Okay.
But then, check this out. 4 days earlier, in 2001, 4 days earlier.
On the PS1.
On the PS1.
What type of game is it? What genre?
It's like an adventure game. It's based on a Disney movie, but the Disney movie wasn't very popular. Although it's one of the better Disney movies like ever made.
Treasure Planet.
No, but you're so fucking close.
Oh, Atlantis.
Yes, dude. Atlantis Lost Empire for the PS1. Yeah. I actually had this game on PC, and let me tell you right now, it was a bop.
It was a bop?
It was a bop.
I felt like a lot of those games were bops. Like
dude,
that type of game.
Fun, man.
Yeah. Dude, have you ever watched Treasure Planet?
Yeah, bro.
I love Treasure Planet.
That's a good-ass movie.
It's got fucking Goo Goo Dolls. Like,
so overlooked.
Oh, so overlooked. Dude, I like sometimes I'll put that movie on and just fall asleep to it. Like at night, like whenever I just want to forget the world. Like that's a movie that I can just like fall asleep to. It's like an American Hayazaki film.
What's your like go-to fall? Is that your like go-to fall asleep movie or?
No, I have several. Like it just depends. Like
I usually do like murder mystery TV shows.
Oh well, I was talking about like comfort ones, like that where I put it on and I'm just like, yay. You know, like I can fall asleep. But yeah,
like if I have like the specific intention of like falling asleep while I'm watching it, I'll like put on like Unsolved Mysteries or some shit. I don't know why. But, like something about the guy's voice like puts me to sleep like a motherfucker.
Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, so Unsolved Mysteries. All right. I'll watch a lot of like
Forensic Files.
Yeah, Forensic
Files.
Files.
One to go to sleep too.
Documentaries. That Animal SOS.
Oh, dude, nature documentaries go so hard to go to sleep too, like Planet Earth and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if you want an existential crisis as you're falling asleep. But anyways, yeah, so that's it for this week, guys. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word, or you can just type in youtube.com/AlJaferJamel. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle AlJaferJamel and Brent at Brent has one. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners,